Time to talk more 49ers football, fam. I can't get enough. I can't get enough. Fam, the question is, though, are the Niners better? True or false? You have to elaborate on your answer, though. And also, in light of what's just taking place here in this preseason, right? 49ers Brock Purdy looking like a QB1. Yeah, he is. We've been talking about that kind of here and there the last few weeks, but guys, it's serious. It really is. Grading San Francisco's D improvement strategies. All right? Bam, it's hard to question, but we do. Most of what the Niners do in the offseason due to the product, we witnessed over the past few seasons during the regular season. Oh, coming out of the gate for the last 3 out of 4 years for sure. 49ers just juggernaut right through. What's that guy, the X-Men, that has that big helmet on top of his head? He is the juggernaut, right? That's where the term came from, huh? The juggernaut. Bam! Bam! I mean, it's like the NFC is like a joke now. But that's not good. You can't let the NFC be a joke and then come and have Patrick Mahomes take you out each and every time. I do wonder at times, though, if it wasn't for the Chiefs, would the 49ers indeed own 2 more trophies by now, in addition to the 5 they've already had before coming into this? Question to ponder, right? So, but this year seems like the most critical towards getting things right since just about every trial and error situation has already been endured. They've been through it all, fam. The 49ers have been through every imaginable scenario just about. At this point, you have to believe that no team should be better prepared for any possible thing or scenario that could happen on the road to Super Bowl glory that the Niners haven't already endured and prepared for. This is why you see some of the things that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are doing in the offseason. It had something to directly with something that just took place either in the playoffs or the Super Bowl, right? So what do they? The first thing they want to do is get that defense, man. People running all over us like it was no problem, and it wasn't. So tonight, to the phones to get a heat check on how the Niners preseason is measuring up with you so far. Have you any heightened faith in Purdy, seeing how his demeanor has shifted from last year even? Remember, he passed for 4,000-something yards last year. His arm had just recently got better. He went to the Super Bowl. No, it wasn't all because of his team. He had something to do with it. And by the way, are you confident in the revamped defense as John Lynch is? Lynch, the way he's talking, I said, John, you need to calm down, man. I like what you did, but let me. Oh, by the way, the Madden curse. And listen, fam, don't. It's an urban myth. Listen, I'm telling you right now, there's been a few guys all down through the years that have broken that curse. Don't talk that back into existence. Don't do it. If anybody says anything about this, and since we're 49er fans, we're gonna have to be the ones to be on the defensive because they're gonna come out. Yeah, you guys got your Madden cover, but guess what? Yeah, putting CMC on that cover is a curse. You guys are doomed. Shut up. 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, named Madden 25 cover athlete, with good reason. CMC told USA Today Sports, quote, "It's really a dream come true. I think this is something that I never really expected. When I got the call, it was such a great surprise. I was on cloud 9. This marks McCaffrey's first appearance on the worldwide cover of the game and the first for 49ers player. I know. If you didn't know, Garrison Hurst was on the international edition in 1999, where Rudy's Rams were struggling. That was the year the poop butts finally, after how many years, finally won a Super Bowl. But it had nothing to do with what's going on in Los Angeles. I was in St. Louis. Shut it, Rudy. Shut it. You're still the Los Angeles Rams with 1 trophy in 70 years. McCaffrey is the first running back on the cover since Barry Sanders and Adrian Peterson in 2014. McCaffrey said about the honor, quote, "It's just extremely humbling. It's a good thing for Niners fans and me and my family. But really, I feel so grateful to be a part of a great organization that's helped me I have so much success and reach a milestone like this in my career. Quote. Thank you, Christian McCaffrey. Thank you for being there and doing what it takes to get that coveted award. By the way, fam, the Trent Williams rumor. Didn't I tell you to be on the lookout for media madness and trying to get at us? We're the targets. We're the targets of trolls. We're the targets of every team in the league. The media uses us like a tool all offseason long, every year. Have you noticed that? The thing that saved us this year is Kyle wasn't caught running around in disguise looking for another quarterback. He always got caught. Oh, and they went to work. Oh, my God. But Trent Williams, Robert Fowler reported Saturday, Jeremy that is, on SportsCenter that there are whispers around some in the industry that he might want a new deal eventually. And then Bleacher Report ran with it, right? Fowler joined Bay Area radio station KNBR to clarify that report on the Murphy Marcus show and went into a bit of a backpedal. See, I love when they get held. You know what? Every last one of these reporters that go out and make these wild-ass statements, you got to be held accountable, man. If you're going to do your job, don't mess with people. And if you do, come in and be ready to explain your actions. I love it. He went on to say none of these whispers came from inside the organization. Yeah. It's something that multiple people have brought up to me as a possibility. Like, hey, there are whispers that he would like a new deal. It wasn't more like a splash report or anything. I heard it enough to mention it. I'll say that. Jerry, get that egg off your face, fool. What? Ooh, God. But it's not anything I've confirmed. It's hard and fast. But there are certainly whispers among people in the industry who think that he wants a new deal or will want a new deal. And it's in part because he's not the highest paid player at the position anymore. And he's clearly still the best, even though he's 35. Jeremy, still, though, you could have worded that a little differently, You might have started out by saying there could be a possibility, in my own opinion, that Trent Williams may not be satisfied with being the third or fourth paid player in the NFL. No. There's whispers around the league. Say, no, none of that came to the organization. Why are you saying it? Give yourself some credibility. Your integrity takes a hit every time you do things like that. Oh, reporters don't care. And speaking of QB1, Brock Purdy's last full season came as a rookie in 2022. But what a story as it unfolds. That was not even a full season. He came in at the half. BP was buried on the 49ers depth chart, limiting his practice reps. He was out there taking 4 or 5. All right, good, Brock, sit down. I don't even think he was running. He wasn't even running the was he running the practice squad? I bet he wasn't. Who was? All right. Just months later, he took over the starting quarterback job and hasn't gave it up since. Last season was crucial for BP's development. Unfortunately, he was recovering from surgery to repair that torn UCL in his right elbow. BP didn't get to throw to teammates until training camp. You see what I'm talking about here, fam? This kid is not normal. He is not. That's just all there is to it. People are going on and on about, well, they can't do this and they can't do that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at the whole story. Leaving some uncertainty about his effectiveness following such a significant injury, right? Roadblocks. Like a video game popping up. You said, skip-bam. They just kept popping up, right? What did Mrs. Purdy's baby boy do? He finished last season with a single-season franchise record, 4,280 passing yards, leading the 49ers to a Super Bowl appearance. C.J. Stroud was a beast over in Texas, but excuse me, he was healthy. I would like to know what Purdy would have been like had all these weird things. May have motivated him, though, to be who he is. But still, we'll see this year. Yeah, and also he's got a lot of experience under toe. Crawl away, Nick, right? You know the Niners had taken the Chiefs out, and KC winning was more about the Niners' silly mistakes than a mighty Missouri beatdown. You got it. He knew it. I could tell the next day when he was talking trash on that stupid show that he was sitting there nervous. Because some of the other guys on the show thought he wouldn't show up if the 49ers would have won. I bet he wouldn't have. This year marks Purdy's first full offseason as a healthy starter. The increased workload is expected to benefit him greatly, and he even admits of being hungry for a redemption after February's stupid, uncalled for, give me a break loss. Purdy said during 49ers State of Franchise event, quote, "We got all the way to the end. We're right there. And we're able to finish it." See, that's the thing right there. 49ers finishing, get that 10-point lead. We beat people up. 3 quarters of Super Bowl football. Hell, you go get your ass whooped. Come fourth quarter, a few minutes to go. Here comes the other team. Why? Whoa, there's another mistake. Oh, we went 3 for 13. Kyle, why did you call that play? Okay, let's not relive that. Let me go on. What did he say? We got all the way to the end. We're right there, and we're able to finish. So for me, I had that taste in my mouth, and then got back into the gym, started slowly working into it. And then they're here in OTAs, getting with Coach Shanahan and going over all the games that we played and every play and going over situational football and stuff and taking that and actually going out on the field and running things and repping things and throwing to the receivers. See, fam, this is all part of what puts together the ultimate MVP quarterback. He's got to go out there. He's got to trial and error. You got to test everything out. You got to get back to your coach. Kyle Shanahan, he's not an idiot. He can tell you what went wrong during that particular point and what you should have done or what you could have done to get over that hill. Brock Purdy's had more experience and more situations now than he's had pretty much all he needs. Just now, go in, get the eraser out, or hit the delete button, and write in what needs to be done. He'll be ready next time. I have all the faith in the world. He was on. So he says, "Oh yeah, here in OTAs, getting with coach. Well, I went through that, running things and repping things and throwing to the receivers. Last year I didn't have that, so now I'm able to attack those kinds of things. I feel like I've gotten better. That's quote. I bet you have. I'll bet you have." During the same event, Coach Shanahan discussed more about Brock, sharing that he was impressed, not only BP's on-field performance, but also with his character. But this plays a big role. Shanahan said, quote, "Brock's as genuine of a person as I've been around. And when you have someone who's like that, such a solid foundation of who they are as a man, what they want in life, Brock is really a good person who is totally dedicated to his job and his craft and being the best at it." You know, you can sense that vibe in him. He's not one of these fool around jive dudes. I mean, he just really is. He's all about business. And he's extremely talented at it. So whatever Brock goes to, he gets stronger, good or bad. He's just as genuine as a person, as genuine as you guys see on tape. And when those two go together, just put good people around him that are like-minded, and usually good things are going to happen, unquote. I may up my... You know what, though? The only thing is, there's going to be... Let me get to that in a minute. BP and the gang are currently on a break. They'll all, hopefully, including Brandon Ayuk, report back to Niners facility at the end of July for training camp. Looking to prep for the rigors of the regular season, hoping to finish with the year with that ultimate goal that keeps eluding the 49ers. Because hell no, the 49ers have not been any worse than anybody in the league. Although we have this self-destruct button, for some reason we find ways to hit in the most crucial moments in football games. What that's about, I have not figured out yet. I can't even come up with a theory. It's not butterflies. They've been there too many times. The first NFCCG and the first NFCCG was the easiest one to win. The one in 2019 was too easy. They steamrolled the Packers and everybody else that was in that playoff series. And with the Chiefs, they came out throwing haymakers in the beginning of the game all the way in the fourth quarter and found a way to come out short. John Lynch is feeling pretty comfortable with the adjustments the organization has made with the defense. Run through this real quickly before he gets his phone. In fact, the Niners are excited about their offseason improvements, believing they've done enough to remain competitive and make another Super Bowl run. See, we're one of the few teams in the league. We're making another Super Bowl run, another Super Bowl run, another. Stop making these runs, Niners. You know, I'd rather you just chill out, win it this last year, and come out and cruise through the season, maybe a 10-7 record, 11-6, and maybe not make the playoffs. They need a rest. I just need a competitive season. I'll go for that. Don't come in looking like the Rams, setting no record for getting your ass kicked the next year after you come out of a Super Bowl, but compete. Make it so we can clearly see, the Niners are a little bit tired, man. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Let's get them out of there and enjoy the rest of the season. And I know at the time I'm saying this now, but I would never think that way during the course of the season. If we're in it to win it. I don't care what the situation is, but I'm just saying, it'd be easier to accept if you stop fooling around with these mediocre teams that have no business beating you. And that debacle that went on with Detroit and Green Bay, come on, Niners. I don't ever want to see that again. But of course, every NFL team is optimistic about their chances in June. Reminds me Mike Tyson's famous quote. I still laugh at. I mean, I couldn't stop laughing that year he said that. Who was that he was fighting? That wasn't Lewis. Anyway, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. That's true, So the Niners got a plan now, but let's see if they can avoid getting punched in the mouth and take themselves out. Niners still have to go out and perform for 17 games, hoping they're competitive enough to earn a playoff spot. Lynch and Shanahan would prefer the NFL draft take place before free agency. And do you wonder, fam, how many NFL organizations feel the same way? That could prompt legislation. Although I don't think the players' union would accept it. You know why? Because if I go into the draft and get players I really believe in, and I might not spend as much money in free agency, it'll never happen. NFL Players Union will fight that tooth and nail. They want you to run that risk. They want you to go and spend, and you overspend on free agency every year anyway. They want that to continue. But reversing things would allow teams to add rookie contributors first and then spend money to fill remaining needs. See the catch there? I bet you the owners would all love to do that. Unfortunately, free agency comes first, necessitating teams to consider the depth of specific positions in the draft while not knowing who they might acquire and trying to fill any potential gaps ahead of time. And then you go into the draft and you pull out a couple of busts, and now you're back at square one, especially if that free agent doesn't work out well. Niners had to regroup after reaching the Super Bowl last season, but falling just short of a win. I'm going to stop saying that. It pisses me off every time I think about it. Lynch shared during the 49ers State of the Franchise event, quote, the thing we knew, we needed to rework our defensive line, and we wanted to have some stability, unquote. In recent years, fam, the Niners have invested heavily in their defensive line. Remember, we always, first thing Lynch is going to do is go get him some defenders. I ain't mad at that, but it's become a thing where he's going to do that. Adding Javon Hargrave shocked everybody. Where'd they get the money from? What, you guys go to a loan shark? I mean, and last offseason before signing Nick Bosa, too, to a contract extension. What? Really? The investment continues this offseason with the team signing Leonard Floyd and Yetter Gross Matos and trading for Malik Collins. 49ers ain't playing. No, they're serious. Regarding stability Lynch acknowledged that the team deviated from its usual strategy of just signing guys for 1 year. Although I'm thinking, though, if you sign a player for 1 year, he plays his A off in order to make sure that he's out there promoting his efforts to the next guy that wants to sign him up. Floyd and Gross Matos received 2-year contracts, and Lynch explained that by saying this year, quote, we wanted some stability, so you go find Leonard Floyd, an established vet, a presence on the opposite side of Bosa. Gross Matos, who was really a guy out there that we really got a consensus and felt great about him and being able to add a guy like that for 2 years. And on the inside, Jordan Elliott and Malik Collins via trade reworked our defensive line. John, I like what you're doing. Really, I do. He goes on to say, and all you're always looking at the draft and the draft, and we were picking, and then we just the quality of the class, the D-line wasn't that great. So I think we started there in free agency, added some other things. Isaac Gideon, probably an underrated player. We really think he's going to be a good player for us, adding depth at a real important position, unquote. So, this is why the Lynch-Shanahan duo is one that I want to see continued for another 10 years. I really do. Because they're not going to get beat in a lot of areas that a lot of other organizations get beat at every year. Why do the teams that spend their time at the fishing hole each and every early in the preseason or the offseason, the organization from the top is questionable. And that's the same in any organization, corporate or otherwise, especially sports. Niners own the number 31 overall pick in the draft, which meant waiting to see how most of the first round unfolded before finalizing that plan. Lynch and Shanahan drafted 8 players, including Ricky Pearsall in the first round, of which we all said, seriously? You got a wide receiver? Because we've all got the same stomach ache, right? There's no Pepto-Bismol and nothing else is going to help you. We need offensive linemen, and most of us have an issue with Rick. I mean, no, we don't have it not with Ricky. Colton. Lynch continued with, quote, "We're thrilled with the guys we've added. I won't get into each draft pick. What I'll say is collectively, we've really enjoyed working with these guys, young men. They're workers. We love the talent, we love the fit, and we're excited about our group moving forward." So, fam, I want to hear from you on this. As far as Brock Purdy, you've seen him in practice. That pass he made the other day, I was sitting down. I watched when he first did. I jumped up out of my seat. That pass to Debo, that was elite. There's no two ways about it. Debo was covered. You and I both know Debo's not the best route runner anyway. So him being covered is nothing unusual. What was unusual to me is how that ball floated over. It didn't float either, by the way. I use float because I'm saying how Brock Purdy has a lot of touch on his passes, which is really a good thing. That ball took an arc, went right over. Debo on the outside, the defender on his hip on the inside. I mean, and the defender was all up. I mean, you could see the defender's neck coming out of Debo's neck in his jersey. It was right up on him, right? That ball fell right to Debo's right. He picked that off. I said, God, what? I ran it back about 18 times. Holy sh! Brock, what have you been eating? Look at you. How'd you do that? You were bad last year by any stretch of the imagination. But that was Brady-ish. That, I hate to mention this, that was Russell Wilson-ish. That was Drew. That was just, whoa. I can't wait till this season. Brock, let me stop praising that. You tell me what you think about this and how it's going to unfold. Also, that defense. There's some questions about some guys we got. My only fear in game 1, they've got a Breece Hall, and you know what? I'm glad it's going to be Breece Hall. The Jets are going to let him have that ball. They're going to test to see on 49. I think they made some adjustments. Breece, get ready. Bam! I'm going to lose it. I mean, I won't be able to enjoy the rest of the game. I just know it. So the 49ers, do you think that they've done what they needed to do to get that done? It's going to be all up to Chris Kasork and the rest of the coaching staff. But my God, if they run the ball on us like they did last year, oh, man. Oh. Mr. Block Eyes, yes, we good. The Super Bowl will show that we get that. Get it, Niners. Yeah. This gonna, but it's okay. Hey, listen, if you're skeptic about this, don't mind me being overly joyed. I do this all the time, right? Longbeard, can I get a ooh la la, ooh la la? I got tired of singing it last year. I was singing it every week until the playoffs. That was, oh hot damn, my God, what are they doing? It's the Green Bay Packers. Let's go out to the Dragon House in Tennessee. Papa Dragon Pop. What? Pop, we can't go to the second card. You're the first guy up. Turn the lights on underneath the tarmac, please. Pop. Is he late? Okay, we'll come back. Aaron! We're having some, okay. Pop's having some technical difficulties because I knew he was.
I'm not having technical difficulties. I'm here.
I just now heard your voice. I got you now.
You got me now? Yeah, I'm not having, it's on you.
Pop, I love that.
Ronbo,
I do the same thing.
Ronbo.
Go ahead.
Ronbo,
I'm listening.
I absolutely love everything you just said. Everything that you just said, Ronbo. I really do. I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. I would love to come on this show for 10 more years with Lynch and Shanahan to see what you look like if they don't have a Super Bowl win.
You'll see a prune, sitting up here with teeth. Oh, just really
No,
drawn
you don't
up.
have no teeth. You don't have no teeth.
They're just a prune with a hat on.
You're gonna have serious championship withdrawals.
Bob, I put a ring on. I said to the 49ers, till death do us part.
No, I'm going to call you Pookie. I'm going to call you Pookie.
Back up. Back it off, Pop. I'm telling you right now, we're not waiting 10 years for another trophy. It's not going to happen.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying, man. I mean, it's like, I was going to come on and say it tonight. One, congratulations to CMC.
Yeah.
I remember when they traded those picks for him, and a lot of people were upset about the picks.
A lot. They're still upset.
No, I was very happy.
Some of them.
I was on record. Hey, I got receipts. I said when you have the chance to trade for an All-Pro, you go do it. That's what I said.
Right.
And look at him now.
I am.
I'm not right about everything, but I was right about that.
Yeah, I'm right.
Okay. But congratulations to him on the cover of Madden. That is awesome.
Oh,
awesome.
You know what? There's a guy on Twitter that comes in and annoys me all the time. He says his handle is 49ers overpaid. How do you put overpaid for Purdy? Okay. What, man? That's his handle.
It depends on how you look at it. No, it depends on how you look at it. You got him for next to nothing for the first part of his career, right? So you're gonna get him next for nothing for 4 years.
Panthers are paying part of that ticket.
So So if you look at it that way, the first 4 years was like next to nothing, and you then pay him, it won't be that bad. If you look at it that way.
Especially when we won the Super Bowl, this last Super Bowl, we could have said we paid half price for that Super Bowl, as far as CMC is concerned.
Well, Matthew Stafford was the last quarterback before the rookie scale went in place, and Matthew Stafford got a $50 million signing bonus as first round pick. So, you want to put that in perspective. So far, technically, Purdy has won more games than Stafford did at this point in his career. So, to me, it's like I said, it's a bargain. It's a bargain. I was going to say I know that Kyle Shanahan is getting a lot of hate for being Kyle, but he's Kyle, dude. He's already shown us who he is. He's already shown us who he is, dude. He has been blessed since birth. He has been blessed since birth. He's got a great life. Kyle Shanahan is winning at life, and in the person you should be. If anyone needs to be angry at Kyle, don't be angry at Kyle. Be angry at Jed. Jed's his boss.
Okay,
flat out.
You say that to say what?
His boss.
Should Jed have said give him the hike, heave-ho?
No, I'm not even saying that. I don't believe that you make your team worse based on I don't know, by subtraction. I think if you're gonna do it, you do it right. That's all.
Okay.
If you're gonna do it, you do it right. You trade him, and then you go to a team with a good offense, and you bring over some of their offensive staff. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Detroit's got some bright minds over there. I mean, look how Detroit built their team.
Yeah.
They built their team in the last 3 years, and now they're competing with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Right? They're competing. Yeah. That was no fluke. If they kept running the ball, who knows? It might be a different story.
No, I know.
If
they were going to run us off the field.
Down,
yeah.
If they didn't go for it on fourth down instead of kick field goals, it might be a different story. But the reality is that, the 49ers got carried that day. That was the day that I became a believer in Brock Purdy. That was that game. That game right there, he showed me who he was. He showed me, okay, I may not be the biggest, the fastest, may not have the best arm, but I'm going to will this team to win, and he did it.
He's got tools, so he looks really good right now. But go ahead.
Oh, he's looking better than ever. He is looking better than ever. He's going to have to, because ultimately, what it comes down to, in my honest and humble opinion, the best quarterbacks are the ones that
they're always the reason
tell
you
the
win.
coach to F yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, your playmakers have to be able to speak to the coach like a man and say what's up. And it only needs to happen every so often. Now, it doesn't happen. If it happens all the time, it's a problem, right? But when it counts, that's when it's got to happen.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, one of the turning points of the Super Bowl was Kelsey getting into it with Andy Reid. And he wasn't really getting into it with him. He was just like, let's go.
About to beat him down to the dirt. No, your alpha dog shouldn't be Travis Kelce or your tight end, but it should be your quarterback. I would love to see any quarterback.
Patrick is just as bad. When Patrick wants to win, the coach will say something, and I've seen Patrick Mahomes look right at his coach and say, "F no, we ain't doing that."
No, that's what I'm talking about. That's the guy I want to see get into Coach face.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see Brock do to Kyle. But Kyle's a scary guy.
Kyle's not happy. Kyle is not scary.
I don't know. I could just.
He's just got this
demeanor.
No, he's not scary. He is what you call it. No, he's got that Bond villain demeanor.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? He's got that Sopranos, I'm gonna put my arm around you before I shoot you in the back of the head demeanor. That's Kyle.
That's exactly what I mean.
Kyle doesn't come at you straight up. He doesn't come at you straight up, right? He will talk to you straight up, but you just have to look at his actions. Like right now, apparently they've offered IU $26 million.
I saw that.
Me personally, who's more important, him or CMC?
Oh, it's that question. It's almost rhetorical. Clearly, you can get away without Ayuk.
He comes in, right, and he gets his $26 million this year. That's more than CMC. That's why I don't see it happening. I really don't. I don't even think you're going to sign for 26. I think he wants 28.
This is a position
That's what I think he wants.
Yeah, CMC's way above the market, right? Well, for running backs. But I agree. He does so much more than a running back, But I mean, still.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. If we're a running team, and he also catches the football, touches the ball as much as he's an NFL, offensive player of the year. To me, it just doesn't make sense for team dynamics.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like if Ayuk is like, catching 12, 14 touchdowns a year with like 3 guys hanging on him and stuff like that, that's different. You know what I mean? I think that.
What are you going to pay him? I'm just curious about that though. What are you going to pay him then?
I'm not. Me personally, I'm not.
Ayuk's leaving?
I'm going to let him. I'm going to sit there and say, hey, this is my offer. Take it or leave it. If he takes it, then I guess I'm paying him 26. But if he doesn't take 26,
you're right. 26.
If he doesn't take 26, he's going to play. He's going to play that rookie deal, right? Because remember, Kyle Shanahan. This is where Kyle Shanahan needs to act like he's got some teeth. Because he's never let Ayuk into the Cabo clique, or he's not interested. They don't see exactly eye to eye, but I wouldn't be surprised. If Kyle Shanahan is what I say, no, I'm not paying him. I'm paying him his rookie deal, and then we'll try to trade him next offseason, and if we can't, we'll franchise him because it's cheaper. We're not a passing team. We're just not.
The thing is,
why would you pay $26 million to somebody who gets 5 passes a game?
It's about the morale. You don't want to send that message through the locker room, though. I agree with you, though. But I mean, it becomes down to
understand the morale in the locker room.
Yeah,
I get it, but this is where Kyle excels. Where he does excel is that when if a player does have an issue with it, or his counsel does, Kyle will sit there and explain it to him straight up. He'll sit there and say, "Hey, look, I love him. I want to keep him. We gave him a good price. However, he's still only going to get about 5 passes a game because the offense doesn't go through him. It goes through CMC. That's what it goes through."
And, at this point, he's already stated that he really would like to stay with the 49ers. It's not about him wanting to leave, but it's just him thinking that he should get what's coming to him. Papa,
he wants market value.
Yeah.
Market value.
But the market's going to have to be. They have to reshape that whole thing soon. But we'll see what happens with that down through the next few years. All right, Pop. As usual, awesome stuff. I'll see you Friday.
Well, absolutely. Again, Jed is to blame for everything. I'm blaming Jed from now on. I'm not blaming Kyle no more. Okay. Big shout out to the big show. Jalen, Tony, Big Tony down under Trey, Chill Pill Phil, Ellis, who else? Evan, Alan, Jack, Maddie, the dark one, Fish Sandwich, Frank, Sharon and Sharon's mom, Frank, Emilio, Donut, and the crew. Rubber Dragon's out.
Give our best to the Dragon Clan. Bam! Boom! And Mama
Absolutely,
Dragon.
man.
All right, fam.
Yes, sir. Have a great show, man. I'll be listening.
Thanks, Pop. Talk to you in a little bit.
All right. All right, man.
All right, fam. GB, well, sorry if we bored you with that opening. I was just feeling good about what was going on, so, it may happen again. I can't promise it won't, but sorry. Aaron!
Ronbo.
Aaron, come on, man. I felt a little more enthusiastic about a quarterback than usual. And I don't know if you share that jubilation. But if you do, how are you feeling about Brock Purdy being again in the conversation for MVP? And also, that defense, are you feeling confident as it is now built?
Yeah, I think Brock Purdy is going to have a good year since now he has his first full off season, and just excited to see what he does this year. And as far as for the defense, from what I heard, they really like Nick Sorensen. So
yeah, I got the feeling he's a player's coach. And Chris Kasurik, I bet you, man, these guys run through a brick wall through Chris. So, if they can, they weren't able to last year, but
Yeah, I think even Nick Bosa said he really likes Nick Sorensen. So
yeah, he did. Fred Warner as well.
Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty confident that he'll get the best out of them.
Yeah, well, because he's going to run a lot of what he used to do before Wilkes came in. So if anything's been proven from last season's fail, is that we got to keep this thing within house. You can't go out and get people and tell them they can't bring anybody with them, and we've already got a coaching staff in place that we feel is sufficient, and you're going to come in and work with them. Don't handcuff people when you bring them in. If you're going to bring somebody in, bring them all the way in. But otherwise, just keep it in house. I don't know who else. Aaron, who would be next in line? I hadn't even thought about that. If Sorensen has a great year, and at the end of the year, several teams are talking to Chris Sorensen for the head coaching job. Oh, whoa, really? Because it's going to happen. Every year we get cherry-picked. Or at least calls come in asking Shanahan, is it okay, can we talk to your coach?
Yeah, and that's the thing, though, because if he gets a head coaching candidate, at somewhere else, then I don't know who's available for this
He's scary, yeah.
defensive coordinator.
I have an idea. Staley. You know what, though? As long as Staley's not your head coach, you're probably not in bad shape. He might be a good defensive person. Staley's in line for it. If Sorensen leaves, it is Staley. Immediately. What am I thinking? It's Staley.
Yeah, you might be right, though, because being a defensive coordinator is way different than
Head coach.
being a head coach.
He can't, and Kyle can overrule him like he did Wilkes last year if he sees things he doesn't really like. So.
Yeah, but yeah. So, but I really want to see how our run defense does this year, because last year they just gashed us.
Man, I feel like I could have ran through that defense with no pads on. That was just awful. Just awful. My God, Niners, are we really that slow? You guys don't even converge on the gap. Every gap was breached. Every last one. Wow. Got beat by the offensive lineman. God. Oh.
Yeah, like teams like the Packers and the Lions really gash us.
See, again, the offensive line had something to do with that, too. This is why, while John Lynch is out there praising himself about the great job he did on the defensive front, I don't know. Our offensive line is pretty much the same as was last year with a couple of extra additions and some guys that are trying out. But how they're going to work out is the real frightening part of it all. I see those guys. I'm excited about Purdy like everybody else. The kid we got from Michigan to play center because Jake Brendel is a little light in the pants for me. I mean, it's still, we got to wait. The waiting is, man. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm also excited to see the cornerback we drafted.
Ronaldo.
Yeah. And
Sorensen loves him already.
Yeah, I think he said he might try out at the nickel spot. So, and also we drafted Malik Mustafa.
Yeah, tough guy, and he can play a lot of different positions, which is what Kyle really enjoys. A guy who can be plugged in different spots on the field and be effective. If number one though, he's got to be able to play that safety spot. But if I can put him down around the line to be an assassin, and he's effective, oh God, yes.
Yeah, and also, and I know I love CMC, but please don't run him down to the ground. Use like Jordan Mason,
Oh, we've got plenty of running backs. It goes beyond just Jordan and Elijah even now. But Kyle loves him some CMC. If Kyle had his way, the other guys don't even need to put on their clothes. I mean, put on the pads. Kyle will just run CMC all day long. Whenever CMC comes out, it's just Kyle did that to make us happy, not him.
Yeah, and also we got, I think, is it Isaac Gurindo?
Gurindo, yeah. Yeah, he's another one.
Wow.
Let him play, Kyle. You drafted him, let him play. Don't do what you did to the last two running backs that you end up getting rid of. You pick them in the draft and have them go sit down and never get up. You forget all about where they are, if they're even on this team. It's ridiculous.
I know.
Nice. And Aaron, let me see you Friday, and we'll finish up this week. Okay? Appreciate you.
All right, Ronbo.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too. Night, Aaron.
All right, fam.
All right. What is everyone's worst nightmare in the chat? Listen, guys, what I would like to see, especially if you're a 49er fan, don't become too threatening in the chat. It's just not necessary, all right? Everyone's worst nightmare. I'm asking you to please refrain from, we're gonna break into your account. We're gonna, find out where you live and break into your house and beat you to it. Well, come on, man. Come on. Give me a break on that kind of conversation, will you please? I'm begging you. All right, just lighten up. People are entitled to their opinions. If you want to call in, nobody's going to threaten you. They may say something bad about you, something like that. But let's not get carried away with that kind of talk. All right? Thank you. Please. It's been, yeah. Well, it's a big show. Ooh, it's a big show on tonight. So, get in here.
I appreciate that, Ronbo. Thank you so much, because that's really below the belt. And if you threaten to hack into somebody's computer and steal their identity, that's a federal crime right there. Yeah. And I can always find out where your IP address is and send that directly to your local sheriff's office or your local PD's office, and I'll report a cyber attack or a cyber crime, and you can do some pretty serious time for that type of situation. And I don't know if they were joking or not, because sarcasm is kind of hard to read on the internet, but
I
that's for the most part, do not do.
Yeah, some guys don't even have the facility or the kind of wit, intelligence you need to break into accounts anyway. It's one of those. Go ahead.
They can go ahead and do that all they want. I have nothing to hide. You know what I mean? Like, I don't keep all my personal information on my computer anyways, so, which is extremely stupid to do to begin with. But if you threaten me like that because you don't like my opinions on this program, since I've been calling in, since for the last 8 years?
Yeah.
You've been, like I said, you've been living under a rock. I mean,
it seems to fuel you. I love it.
You've got some serious issues if you take my opinions to heart and seriously and have serious issues with them. I mean, I'm not the only one that expresses them. Like,
yes.
Everyone does it on here. Like, they express my same exact feelings on here. I just do it a little bit better. No offense to anybody else, because I have a big personality on here, and not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but yeah,
all right.
But anyways,
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so too. But to get to your topic tonight, did we get better? We remain the same. And to elaborate off of that, what I just said as remaining the same, we've got to take into consideration we have a disgruntled wide receiver who wants to get paid north of $30 million a year. They're $4 million apart on their contract talks, and no talks have intensified and no deal has been signed. And I don't think a deal is going to be signed at all this year. And he's going to continue to be pissed off. And another area of concern I have is our run stop on the defense. It hasn't been the same since DeForest Buckner has left. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's got progressively better. Javon Hargrave, he did pretty okay in the Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't know why he finally decided to show up in the Super Bowl, but
he did play a little
where was
better
he during the regular season?
Well, he was inspired.
Yeah, he looked a little better. Yeah, and that's a huge concern I have going into the season. And number three, our offensive line is still yet to be addressed, and that's a huge issue. I went and rewatched the Super Bowl. You know how rushed Brock was during that Super Bowl?
Well, like he was all season long. That's why people don't give him enough
where
credit.
He had no time to throw.
Yeah, let alone scale the field. God.
You know what I mean? Like, he had less than 3 seconds to get the ball out and to throw it to whoever was open. You know what I mean? Like, that's a real concern of mine. And along with everybody else's, like, to say that we got 10 times better is completely false. You need to take off the red and gold goggles and look underneath. Like, yeah, offensive line is everything. That's what Jim Harbaugh said when he first got hired onto the Chargers. He said, they asked him about draft, what's going to be his philosophy, or something along the line of his philosophy as far as drafting goes. He goes offensive line, offensive line, offensive line.
And he did, too.
And lo and behold, look what he did.
Yeah.
He drafted Joe Alt out of Notre Dame, and they have two studs at tackles now, two young studs at tackles now, in Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt. And for us to ignore that, the time that Kyle and John has been here, is alarming. This is why we've been through so many damn quarterbacks since they've been here.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm pumped. And as far as Brock Purdy goes, that's why I've learned over the years to pump the brakes on getting way too excited early on quarterbacks, because shit can turn south really quick.
Yeah, those flat tires.
Especially if you don't have an offensive line.
Yeah, those flat
and we are
tires.
cursed at the quarterback position ever since Steve Young and Joe Montana has left. I don't care what anybody says.
I agree.
You know, like, we've been through so many quarterbacks, it's not even funny. We haven't had a stable quarterback since those two have left our team. And that's the god-awful truth.
Garcia, well, we had a Pro Bowler, one. Only one, though.
Who?
It's Garcia.
Oh, well, he didn't really lead us to another Super Bowl. Or
No, I'm just saying he was a good quarterback, though. I'm trying. Was anybody?
Yeah.
Else? Cap might have made it to the Pro Bowl that year had he not went to the Super Bowl. I don't know.
Did Brock have an excellent season last year? Abso-fucking-lutely. Excuse my language. He did. But just because he had a great year last year doesn't always necessarily mean it's going to carry on into the following year. And John Lynch has even said that himself when he played. He said, just because we had a great season last year doesn't mean it's always going to be carrying on over into the next season.
No, teams are preparing for you. Yeah, even as we speak, teams are fixing up things for the 49ers.
And we're not only do we have concerns about the defense not being able to stop the run, but is Leonard Floyd really going to be that good? He's a 30-something plus year old who's past his prime. So, you know, I don't think he's a long-term answer at the other opposite end of Nick Bosa.
You know he's going to be playing
a role. He's just a rotational player.
Yeah.
He's a rotational player.
He's going to be on passing downs only. But Uter is going to be the guy most of the time, and then he'll come in to kill the quarterback when it's necessary.
That
might work.
But to say we got better than the rest of the NFC is kind of we got to take a step back from saying that, because we shared the 12-5 record with three of the teams.
Yeah.
Before we made it to the Super Bowl, and the Lions almost kicked. The Lions almost kicked our ass. The Packers almost kicked our ass. Thank God we had this talented roster that we have.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have been screwed. We would have lost both of those games.
Yeah.
I think, if we didn't have this stacked, talented roster that we have.
Well, you got to give him credit for the fight, though, Show. I mean, you look at
absolutely,
a little young quarterback in there, and he was standing there as brave as could be. He was an absolute Marine out there. I mean, that boy was standing in that pocket and that same offensive line.
But it wasn't just all him. Like, you know what I mean? You got to give credit to the rest of the cast that was helping him out. You know,
what I'm saying here. But the thing is, usually the quarterback is the first one to melt in that kind of situation. He wouldn't, and the rest of the guys, the rest of the guys are going to back him up. They'll support him, but he needs to stay tough.
And one thing that is also our kryptonite is wet weather. I don't care what Brock needs to do better in wet weather. He needs to get footballs wet during practice and do exactly what Peyton Manning did. Like, you know what I mean? He did get footballs wet in practice because they were in an indoor stadium most of the time.
Kyle.
And how did it get acclimated to the weather?
Yeah.
Kyle doesn't believe in that. That's another reason why I wanted to slap you across the face when he said he wanted to be him 10 more years. I was like, Ronbo, are you shitting me? You really just said that? You want to stay?
Probably looking for me right now.
We both are. You want to stay in purgatory for 10 years and not get to heaven?
Tony's flying in from Australia. Listen, I'm telling you guys, when you got two football guys like
I'm telling
Shanahan
you right now,
and Lynch, it's a good thing.
You are talking up the arse.
Okay, let me cut it in half. 5 more.
No, not even 5 more. It's either this year or your ass is out of here, man. I'm not losing anymore. I'm so sick of that shit. Like, that's our other problem. It's Kyle Shanahan. We haven't gotten better as long as Kyle Shanahan's the head coach of this team. He's a master choke artist of this league.
I can't even protect him. I mean, I can't even argue on his behalf.
You can't protect him anymore. There's no denying that.
The endings have always been a little strange.
Oh, and I don't want to hear, who are you going to get that's better? We're going to end up like Jim Tom Sula. No, we're not.
Who's you going to get?
Ronbo, Jim Tom Sula and Chip Kelly were scapegoats. They were not long-term answers at head coach. And we didn't have a roster like we do now.
Bookmark it.
Then.
I want you to come up. Give me something substantial next time. As far as replacing this regime, though, I want to hear that from
Benny Johnson from the Detroit Lions. Like Papa Dragon said, they have brilliant minds over there running their offense.
Okay. hold it right there. Just bring that
And
back Friday.
look at how Jared Goff's career turned around when he got there. That wasn't just Dan Campbell. That was Benny Johnson too.
The roster building, a lot of things took place on that, like any other team, though. But anyway, let
Yes,
me
they
get you
switched that team right around in 2 years.
Holding on to that
Less
thought,
than 2 years,
and
actually.
I'll see you Friday.
So, all right. Shout out to everyone. Y'all take care. Shout out to Ellis. Shout out to Frank. Shout out to Tony's and Jonah and T. We need you back in here. And Vader, get back in here, man. We miss you.
They're ready for the regular season.
And same with Sheik and Jersey Joe. Stop pouting over the Super Bowl. It is what it is. Like, get over it. Get back in here. All right, take care.
All right, so appreciate you. Night, fam. Hey, and Eric. I need to ask Eric about this. He knows about this. Eric.
Yes, there you go, buddy.
Eric, I'm glad you called right about now after the show got that all started. Eric, I'm one of the few people besides Kyle Shanahan's mom and his wife and kids that really appreciate the work he's doing along with John Lynch. Now, when the Hawks went through something similar, you guys were just getting there every year and just somehow finding a way not to get there, except for a couple of occasions. One you won, one you didn't. Something like, that's better than the 49ers. We came in there twice and went home with nothing to resemble any kind of hardware. So what was the fan mutter about for those years that you thought the Hawks should have went to that next level and got that second trophy?
I think out here the big thing, like the years that we didn't get to go to the Super, the years we didn't make the playoffs, everybody was pretty much calling for Pete's head.
That's
So,
what happens. Yeah, I do remember that, though. I do remember something like that. Carroll was, people pointed him out. Yeah. Eric, do you always believe that a coach that keeps his team in position to win, if he doesn't win, he gets a shelf life, and if he doesn't get it done, you remove him from the shelf? I'm torn between the fact if I got a coach that's battling, his team's battling, they believe in him, they're getting there, but they just got beat by a little better team. Now, is that a bad thing? Should the coach actually be removed and pulled out like some kind of a splinter in the finger? Or should you keep the faith and maybe see for a while, as long as you can? Because as long as you're competitive every year, that means you're in position to win it. It could go either way. It doesn't necessarily have to be a loss. And it doesn't have to be assumed before the game even starts that he's going to get beat. Is that a bad way of thinking?
no.
Eric?
No.
Because, the next guy you bring in, it's still a gamble. If I'm driving across country and the tires I'm riding on are doing fine, I'm not going to stop midway through the country and have those tires changed just because I felt a couple of lumps. It wasn't smooth as I thought it should have been. But we're getting there. I mean, it's a kind of analogy where you can use so many. And you can also say, well, you know what? That's the same guy that takes you there every year and comes up short. Do you look at it that way? Or is that a fair way to look at that whole situation?
Yes. If you look at it as you got to keep moving. Yeah. Yeah. So no matter what, you gotta be helpful.
Yeah. Were you relieved to hear that Pete Carroll had stepped down this past season?
I'm a little bit torn on that. Part of me was, but also part of me was sad because we knew once we heard that he was gonna be, but he was fired or he stepped down or whatever it was. We realized at that point that the tradition was over. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it. Carroll might have been a face-saving thing. I because I can't imagine Pete just suddenly quitting. If he did, he would have acted as so earlier in the season. But Carroll quit, and that's good for the Hawks organization. Don't embarrass him. He's done a lot of good things for you.
Yeah.
Let him step down and say, Pete, listen, we're gonna go a different direction this year, but we're not gonna announce that you've been let go or fired or anything like that. We're gonna go ahead and let you go out gracefully, and just announce that you're going to give up the seat. How about that? And then Carroll probably appreciate that and said, well, okay, that's fine. Pete, listen, we don't want you to go far, though. We want to give you a job here in the front office, though, and we want you to stay with us. We just want to see if we can change some things down on the field and see if we can get a little better result. I can actually see that conversation having taken place. Because you can't disrespect Carroll. And a lot of 49 fans don't realize it, but I bet you that's what happens to Kyle Shanahan. He's not leaving the organization either. Even if if Kyle goes off the field, it'll be one of those things where it was staged. Kyle will come in and say, even though I've fought tooth and nail to get this team into the Super Bowl, and we've done that, but we haven't come back with the ultimate goal, which is, of course, the Lombardi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step down and I'm going to hand it over to D'Amico Ryans has just decided that he's going to leave Texas and come back to San Francisco. That's one of my dreams. But he's going to come back, and I'm going to be in the front office, and I'm going to assist in whatever way I can to see if we can go ahead and fulfill that promise to get that sixth Lombardi in this trophy case. So as we don't know what happens behind closed doors, Eric, there's all kind of things that they're probably talking about that we have no idea until it'll be later, years from now, somebody will write a book, some person who was in the office, and he'll say what exactly took place. Like, you're probably going to find out about Pete Carroll, but it'll be a long time from now. So.
Yeah. And I tell you, and I mean, just like with us, when that day comes and Kyle Shanahan is no longer there,
Mm-hmm.
Just Michael Fuss, it's going to be a sad day.
It is. A lot of people don't know
because because Kyle is a great coach.
Yeah, I think only people from outside the organization, as fan-wise, know that or think that. But within the organization or within the fans, there's a large percentage that just aren't willing to go any further with him.
Yeah, and that's really the part that really stinks because if he's your coach, you're supposed to kind of back your people, and those fans that are kind of against him, they're not backing him. And that's really too bad.
Yeah. And also, if we should come up winning that trophy this year, there's not going to be finally, there's going to be about time. I already see it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's okay.
And it's just fans like that, I mean, I don't like fans like that because it's just showing that they think they know more than they actually know.
And well, it's just your level of patience. You see, because and I don't know Seattle went through some years too, but I just remember the bitterness, the pain I felt all those days and all those years. There was only a couple, Tom Sula and Kelly. The futility of playing a game each Sunday, knowing full well what the outcome was going to be before the first snap of the game, watching other fans laughing and pointing at the 49ers like they were a joke. It was miserable. And I couldn't see any future. I couldn't see coming out of that darkness with a floodlight, I mean, it just was so bad. And so in comes this guy, and all of a sudden the culture changed. We're riding high. We're moving along. People are putting us in the same conversation as the Super Bowl. God dang, I've been waiting for this. So I can't. I'm like that. I'm loyal. Once you make me that kind of happy, I'm loyal. Everybody's not like that though. So anyway,
And I
Eric,
tell you,
go ahead. Finish that.
I think one of the best things I ever heard was when Mike Singletary kind of his first game, and he really went off on Vernon Davis, and I just like that.
Singletary's a good coach I'd like to put him and Kasurik on the same team with my defense though. But that's old school football. That's kind of out. Players don't listen to that kind of thing now. But anyway, Eric, good talking to you. I'll be back Friday if you got time. Hope you do. All right.
Pal.
All right. Night, Eric.
Pal.
All right. Hey, Johnny. Johnny.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, Johnny. You got a speaker or something open up because I can hear a feedback. Can you just lower that a little bit?
Okay, hold on. Let me take it off for a minute.
All right, Johnny. You're aware of the subject matter that's going on here tonight. Johnny, what is your take? As far as Brock Purdy, have you got all the confidence in the world behind a quarterback that did what he did when the offensive line was giving him 2.5 seconds to get rid of the ball? How about that defense?
Yeah.
Because, Johnny, I've had enough of what I seen last year. But go ahead.
Yeah. Brock Purdy's a beast. I love Brock Purdy, man. He's one of a kind. When we started against Miami, he just came in and showed true poise. Yeah, man. When he backed up Garoppolo and came in, started throwing touchdowns and stuff. I'm like, yo, who is this guy? Right. You know what I mean? So we're very fortunate to have Brock as our quarterback and everything like that. And he did good last year getting us to the Super Bowl, man. And we came up short, due to the refs and stuff like that. It was like 3 calls on Trent Williams, and all he was doing is blocking like they were. And we didn't. Yeah, you remember those two blocking calls?
Yeah.
And Kyle Shanahan went over to the ref and be like, "That's the same thing they doing.
Yeah.
Why don't you call it on them? Like you call it on us?"
And call it, all I ask is just call it both ways.
Exactly. So by losing these Super Bowls, man, it's really had me on edge too, like angry. I mean, I'm angry at Kyle Shanahan too a little bit. Let's go 3 and out, on offense as well. So I get why everybody mad at Kyle Shanahan. During crunch time in the Super Bowl, it seemed like he want to fold. You know what I mean? But the players, some of the players had something to do with that Super Bowl loss too. I look at both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a bitter taste in my mouth because I work with Steelers fans and they get on me every time I come in. You know what I'm saying? They be like, yeah, what happened? What happened to your boy? Y'all always get to Super Bowl and then lose. So I have to hear it from the Steelers fans up here. I live in PA.
Well, that would be rough.
So
on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
They must have been waiting for you out in the parking lot.
Oh, man. They talking to me about Brandon Ayuk. We going to get your receiver. Just wait. So,
hey, you live in PA? Right, Erie, PA?
Yeah, I live in PA. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Oh, them Erie fans are horrible.
Horrible, man.
About them.
Hey, man, they crazy up here, bro.
But Johnny, I'm glad you mentioned that. Because I thought that was a rumor, and I don't know if people in Pittsburgh know anything about that, but that has legs? That there is a conversation going on between Pittsburgh people and the 49er people?
Yes, they talking about it at work, and that Brandon Ayuk, text Tomlin and be like, yeah, how's things over in the Steelers? I mean, the Steelers country. So it is a thing that's going on.
How do they feel about making a straight up trade with Pickett and maybe giving us a draft pick to make fill that monies that are difference between Pickett and Ayuk? Can you imagine? I'll take Pickens I'm sorry, Pickens. I'll take Pickens.
Yeah.
Although I got to talk to him a long and hard talk to him about that play. He said, "Yeah, no, I just didn't want to get. I was just trying to avoid getting hurt." What?
Yeah. Like if we do make that trade, you know what I mean? I like to take Pickens too, but I do still want to keep Ayuk at the same time.
Well,
you know what I mean? So, I
that's
know we ain't got
that's a
that
little-
much
that's a
money
little
to
too
go
much there.
around through everybody, but
Whoa.
you know, I want to keep Ayuk, man.
I do too.
Because
but
Ayuk,
if you can't get
man,
him,
he'll shake defenders
oh hell
like
yeah.
it ain't no tomorrow. You know, he'll get away from them, man, and
Yeah,
make
he
a
will.
play. So,
All they got to do is
you
get
know,
blocked
they
enough
got to
time for him
get
to get in and
something.
out of that route. The offensive line.
Right.
Oh,
It's just that everybody want money now, man. I don't get it. Like,
well,
back in the glory days, man, you know, like Jerry Rice and them, you know, they ain't care what they got. I mean, they care what they got.
they did,
but
but they were going to get paid
give
better
me,
than
give me,
everybody else.
give me the money now. You know, now the receivers would be like, man, I want to get paid just like the Nets, probably. You know what I mean? And you know all this stuff. But you know, hopefully they come to some agreement. You know, to
yeah, but it ain't good. It's got to be more than
get his
26.
contract done.
Because they turned the lights out
Yeah.
in the negotiating room. As soon as they said 26, Ayuk's people left.
Yeah.
I said, man, you know that. What's wrong with y'all, man? 26
That's
ain't a bad
bogus,
price.
man.
And give him some guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give him a 4-year deal. That's over $100 million. Give him most of it in guaranteed money. Give him the rest in bonus.
Right.
Come on, man. That is
Exactly.
just, yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible. But I look forward to us making it this year back to the Super Bowl, man. Like we got the grit, we got people hungry, man. You know, McCaffrey mad about that fumble in the Super Bowl, so
God,
I think
yes.
we're gonna
Beast.
we're coming back for revenge, man. And I hate the Chiefs with a passion, bro.
Oh, you and me
Like-
both. I'm so sick of them sliding by, getting away with money.
Yeah, just getting by, man. You know, we supposed to beat them last year, like in the regular season. Like last time we played them,
We were supposed to beat them in 2019, Johnny. They came and
Yeah,
got us. They
2019
snatched the
as well.
49ers in the fourth quarter behind some again, and we cry about the refs, but come on, refs, you got to do your job. Jimmy G got hit under the chin and knocked the bejesus out of him with that helmet, and they didn't say a word. And then you got others you're holding Nick Bosa and company. We've seen chokeholds, Johnny. Dude dragging Nick down to the dirt. Him and Armstead said, you know, the refs don't see that. I mean, everybody can see that except them.
Yeah, and you know, I hear Jalen talking around here too about the Super Bowls, man. You got to really feel sorry for that kid because all he seen was Super Bowl losses.
He's only 23. He hasn't been here long enough to see anything else. So, you know,
Right. Mm-hmm.
it's I don't know.
You know,
Go ahead.
yeah, and Kittle, you know, remember Kittle pushed off in the Super Bowl and stuff. That wasn't nothing, man. You know, they could have let that go.
You know,
But
God. Everybody thought
You
about
know
we just
what I
seen him
mean?
play a week before in another playoff game, but the refs didn't say anything. It wasn't such
They didn't say
egregious. It wasn't really that big of a deal.
yeah. See, Mahomes is new Tom Brady now. That's why they got to keep that image going. You know what I mean? It's just all for show, man. You know, too bad Kyle Shanahan got to go through that era with Mahomes being the golden boy.
Mm-hmm. And they've really made him the face of the league now. After 3 titles, he's the dude now. I feel sorry for any team in that division when they play head up. They're going to make sure every other team in that division is suppressed, if nothing else, in order to get Mahomes and company.
Right.
And it's about Travis. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. If people don't think that the NFL is not taking that seriously, they need to think again. We're going to see some very strange things this year, and I just know it. Because Tay brings money into the league, and they want that relationship to stay just where it is.
Right,
the salary
exactly.
cap has something to do with her.
She's bringing in revenue.
Yes!
She's bringing in money.
Oh, she works for the league now.
All that. Yeah, all that is about money, man. That's all it's about. So, man, you know, I love my Niners and everything. You know, everybody keep their heads up. You know, Super Bowl made me mad too, but I had to come back on here tonight.
Glad you're
Get off some stress, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be okay. It's just about ain't nothing but a game. Ain't nothing but something to do. Ain't gonna get it done this year. But we got to worry about the injuries
Right.
because they've been playing a long time, and every year for the last few years, I'm hoping they're not running out of gas. That usually leads to the injuries, and of course that leads to beating. So we'll see.
Yeah, Debo better be ready. He better be getting healthy in the joint machine.
And stay in
And
the
everything.
yoga classes and stop at the hamstrings. Because every time Debo run, you see him
Right.
run around the corner. Debo's coming. Oh, what's wrong? Debo dropped down to one knee. Why? He felt the twang. Oh, hell no. Really? Yeah, Debo, he pulled up just in time. He may be out for one game, but he should be okay. I
Right.
don't need that. I needed him to get to score. What's wrong with his legs? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
can't overreact. We'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Hey, nice talking to you, Ronbo.
Thanks, Johnny. Nice talking to
You
you.
know what I
I'll be
mean?
back Friday if you got time. Come on back.
Okay, I'll be back on here Friday.
All right, Johnny. Night, fam.
All right. Good night.
And there he is. It's time for some Latino heat. Latino heat. Latino heat. Emilio. Man, we're a battered bunch of fans. We know they're good enough.
Yeah.
And Brock Purdy's got me feeling real good. Ain't got no quarterback issue now, and you get one thing fixed, and the other. You driving your car along, you just got through fixing this part and that part, and then another part gives out. Defensive line broke down. I don't know what else can break down. Now, offensive line is always going to be an issue. And what do you think though about Brock and has John Lynch got a right to be excited about his defense?
Oh, God. Well, I was going to be excited for defense. We've been excited for defense for years. This ain't changed. The offense is the one that makes you get excited.
Well,
Offense was the first time it's been exciting in
a long
years.
time.
It's really the first time.
But they're going to be fine. That's what I'm saying. I'm singing praises of Brock Purdy right now because the offense is ready.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't have a problem with the offense. My biggest thing with the offense is, like Sean said, the line. I mean, that's always been a concern. But like I said it before. How did Tom Brady win all the Super Bowls? Offensive line. It is, besides the cheating and holding of anyone, they're offensive cheating line. So it's the same thing. It's offensive line. It's the reason they're doing what they're doing. You can't win a Super Bowl without a line, but apparently to them you can. So it's yet to be proven with Shanahan twice already. Your line is horrible and you can't win a Super Bowl. So until they actually get that line fixed, I don't think we're actually going to see a Super Bowl win. So Jalen and Shaw are going to keep waiting. I'm sorry to say it. So Shaw actually has a point there. I actually agree with Shaw. I've said this before. We need to fix that line. But they think, we'd rather have position players instead of having an offensive line. I'm like, really? That's what you guys really believe? I said, okay. I guess we're going to have another horrible year without we'll get to the playoffs and get the bet in the playoffs. Like always, it's just a bad habit. They already showed it's a bad habit. They just want to. That's it. It's either way, let's have to go to the Super Bowl. At the end of the day, whether they win or not, we're still going to watch this damn game regardless of whatever the outcome is regardless. So it ain't going to make no difference. I just know if they really won the Super Bowl win, we need to fix that damn offensive line. That's the only way we're going to win the Super Bowl, honestly. I don't see it no other way.
Who's got the best offensive line in the NFL, in your opinion?
As of now, they won Super Bowls, the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs at this point. As long as they're cheating and winning and holding, it's the Chiefs. I'm sorry to say,
that's what we need to teach
Chiefs.
more of. Teach them how to cheat. God.
So it's the Chiefs, honestly.
Yeah.
Nobody, like I said, they keep getting to the Super Bowl.
Line, actually.
Lamar runs. I can't give that to Lamar. I'm sorry. As long as he's running, it's like when we had Kaepernick. We had a good offensive line those couple of years. He was running, so I can't give that to him. As long as he's in the pocket and he's throwing the ball, Josh Allen had a pretty good, decent one. I mean, it's just, we need a line. If they really want to win the Super Bowl, we need a line. There's no way around it. They're always giving those sorry excuses.
They're not going to build one this year because that's what they just did not do. They went and got a couple of people that might be okay, which just might be as a word is scary.
All they want is as long as Purdy can throw the ball, get rid of the ball within 3 seconds. They think they're okay. So, You got him killed 2 years ago. You got him killed with that theory years back with his elbow. You gonna do it again? I was like, okay.
Damn. I mean, yeah. I mean, Reddick just busted his arm right there in front of us. It was frightening. Damn.
And he's going against Purdy's going against him in week 1 against the Jets. So
maybe not. He didn't show up in camp yesterday. Mandatory. I wonder what's wrong with him. I ain't playing until I get this contract straightened out. Yeah. Okay. Well, don't play.
Either way, he's still on that team. So until he doesn't play week 1 like Brandon Ayuk, it doesn't matter what they do or don't do.
You know what? Maybe you brought that up. I forgot about that. I can't wait to see Reddick and how the 49ers treat him in that game. Wait a minute. Did we see Reddick for the Eagles last year, wasn't he? When we mopped the floor with him.
Wasn't
he?
No, I don't think. No, I think he was on the Jets. I think.
Was Hassan with the Jets last year? I can't remember.
Hey, what?
Because he was a non-factor. It didn't matter if he was. 49ers ran the Eagles out of the stadium. Out of their own house.
But it don't matter. Like I said, it's just that thing. If you can't protect Purdy, we're going to have a problem. And who's really going to be a quarterback? Dobbs?
Well, he can get away. I mean, Dobbs can go.
That
dude can run. But I need a quarterback who can run the offense, too.
But no, it's a good, congratulations on CMC, getting the cover of Madden. And I know people were saying that cursed the man, but hey, the last person who was on the cover won a Super Bowl, so that was Mahomes. So who knows? So,
was Mahomes on the cover that year?
Yep, he was on the cover with Brady. That's the year he won.
Oh, that's right. There was a two-guy cover. Yeah, weren't they both in the Super Bowl the same year? Amazing.
No, that was the following year. But, no, that was the previous year. That was the previous year. Mahomes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And another hope, Brendan, anything? I think he'll get paid. It's a matter of time. I think he's going to get more than 26. He might get 28, honestly. So I mean, they said they want supposedly they can. He wants what's that? What's the name deal? I forgot his name. The dude from the Lions and the Chiefs. Yeah, St. Brown, same deal. So, well, no, they guess they got the money to pay him. Let's say they do reconstruct. What?
St. Brown's deal, he's getting, what was he, a $34 million guaranteed? What he should be looking at is 50. I think 50 is where Tyreek Hill gets 50. That's what you should be shooting for. Stop whining about that annual. Get that guaranteed 50. Because that 34, and they can get rid of me in the last year of my contract. That's not what he wants.
Well, no. Who knows? I said they got the money. I said if they do reconstruct the West Land or they fix a deal, maybe they can pay him a little more money.
He just needs a guarantee.
They got a whole bunch of money they're playing with. So we'll wait. Like I said, I just said we got to wait with him. It's the whole thing. We've been waiting all these years. Always either July or August. They're doing.
This is what they do.
They're doing the contract, so I'm not too much worried about that. Well, if he's here, he's here. If he's not, he's not. But he's the best receiver we've had. He's actually the best receiver we had since T.O., so. I don't know if he's just going to let him go.
And he's not working out with, he needs to be out there working out with Brock. And no, he's sitting back somewhere. I don't know what he's doing to keep himself and ready.
He's working with TJ, who's your mama.
Is that, who? TJ.
TJ, who's my daughter? You just the commercial that came out. TJ, who's your mama? It was,
I mean, a quarterback's got to be throwing it, but it's still not. I need him to stay sharp on his route running, and
that's what he was working on.
I hope so.
That's what he was actually. That's exactly what he's working on with TJ. Who's my daughter? So.
Because Debo came back looking like a pot of man. God, he looked bad after that year. Oh, overweight, slow. Man.
With me, I gotta see Debo just do more than a gadget player because coming to the Super Bowl, he didn't do jack squat. So unless he just stop being a gadget player,
Snead took him out. He couldn't do nothing with Snead or that other guy. Oh man, they just covered Debo on. They go nothing about it. Debo ain't gonna beat us.
I
Big,
say
big plays.
just my personal opinion. I just mean my personal opinion. If Debo doesn't work out this year, trade him, and then we still got Parcells. See what Parcells can do, and then we can keep Ayuk. So
They got
I just wouldn't want to get rid of Ayuk because. So it's just my whole thing. Ayuk, I don't want to get rid of him because one's the last, like I said, T.O. is the last actual good receiver we had, and we haven't had a good receiver as Ayuk as T.O. So it's been a very long time for us just to go back to square one with another receiver. So yeah,
and Pearsall's looking like he could be special. So you got two guys that are just, as far as tools for a wide receiver go, got them all. Oh, you cannot pass that up. So, and Debo's good for what he does, but I got to make a sacrifice here.
That's just the other thing, because you can see how the connection between him and Purdy is. So it's just, that's the other thing. Like, you didn't see that type of connection with Debo. So,
although Debo is looking good in practice this year, but we'll see what it looks like during the season. But anyway, we're gonna go.
That's always practice.
I know, right? I'll at least see the pads on. I hear you. No, I'm just saying. I didn't know what he looked like at all. I'm kind of impressed so far. But we'll see. Anyway, Emilio, always good to hear from you, man. See you Friday.
Oh, yeah, good night, everybody else out there.
You too, man.
Bye.
Night, Emilio.
Yeah.
And pop over to Lorenzo. Lorenzo.
Hey, what's happening there?
Listen, man, I'm gonna sit back here and I'm just ringing Brock Purdy's bell. That boy's looking good. And a few clips I've seen of practice. And you don't have to make assessments about pad hitting and stuff like that. But I just watch his mechanics out there. I'm watching that ball's flying through the air. We already know he knows how to move out of the street when the traffic gets crazy in that backfield anyway. And he still finds his. Here's the thing, Lorenzo. He doesn't get enough. And guys like Nick Wright, they don't notice how that dude can evade pressure and keep his eyes downfield and make them shots. I mean, that is. And this year's arm ain't healing up or anything like that. It's stronger than it was last year for sure. I'm telling you.
You trying to tell me you're listening to Nick right now, Ronbo?
I'm thinking so. I believe it's so, Lorenzo. Give me that. Go out there and beat some ass.
For your Niner news.
Because you know how people like to come in and say, well, Brock Purdy can't do this, he can't do that, he can't do this. And I want to write back, yeah, but he can beat your ass, can't he? That's all the concerns.
Grant Conn or something. Yeah, that guy, those two. I'll get on there every once in a while just to leave a hateful comment, but not too often. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, if you listen to those guys, you'll get pissed off.
No, but Nick Wright is way
if you know
worse.
anything about football, if you know anything about football, they'll make you. Not because it's true. It's just because they're so fucking stupid.
Well, but the thing about Grant is Grant's very sharp. But what he does is he knows how to work the crowd. Now Grant's going to get a reaction out of you if he says things. Sometimes I think Grant says things he doesn't really mean it. Or does he believe it? But he knows you'll react to it. I got to take my hat off to that.
Yeah.
But
I can.
But some of them guys out there mean what they're saying. Like I said, Nick Wright runs in and tells you, well, first of all, Brock Purdy only got that job by accident. And pretty much what he's done has pretty much all been an accident. I mean, Nick, you know what? You need your ass kicked. I can't believe they pay you to get up there and say things like that. God.
But he's making some money, I guess.
He's not going to get attention. So. People hate him so bad by the millions. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't listen to them.
In our defense, Lorenzo, and we can't have, it's not the 49er way to watch people run on the 49ers defense like that. Is that John Lynch feels confident that he's got the pieces put in place that could be alleviated this year. Are you?
I'm excited about this year. Yeah, I'm excited about this year. Like that Leonard Floyd. Yes, I think he's. That's what Carl was saying. Oh, he's getting old. 31 is not really.
Yeah, he's not going to be out there.
But he's just freaking. He's like freaking huge. He's not heavy, but he's like a praying mantis, you know. Like,
Yeah, that's a good it's comparison. Long and rangy, and he's stronger
Yeah.
than he appears too. You ever see him get taken
Yeah,
out by a block?
exactly.
I've never seen that. I've
No,
been watching for a long time. I wanted him when he came out of school.
Yeah, he's like 6'6". I mean, geez.
He's tall. I'm not sure how, but I know he's
Yeah.
long.
Yeah,
He got
I think-
them long arms.
Yeah.
The dude's bend is ridiculous.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see that, and just the new rookies, you know, the pieces they picked up. I mean, it's. You listen to the State of the Union or State of the Niners?
Yeah, there's a lot of good things in there, or encouraging things.
Yeah, so
That's I got
yeah,
Lynch
it's still
talking about
pretty
how
good.
proud he is of his defense.
And then you know, Kyle, let's get rid of Kyle. You know.
Okay, Lorenzo, now that you brought that up, I mean,
Yeah.
people look at other coaches, at other teams, and they think they're going to come in and rework our. You got to get rid of all the coaches. They're going to draft new players and rebuild a team. People don't know how long that's going to take, and if it's going to be successful.
Yeah.
See, these are the fears that I entertain all the time. Okay, you want to start all over, right? Okay, you think they just come in and keep these same people and do the same thing? What some other coaches want to do may not really resemble what we've been doing here. And now you're going to start
Yeah, a
off
lot
from
of them are
scratch.
just like, from new fans, you know, they want it like right now. You know, I mean, hey, look, they've been there at least. You know, I mean, it might not mean much to them, but I like it. You know, of course, you want them to win, but it's just some freak shit always happens. You know, first the refs, but I thought like that 2011 team was badass. That defense was fucking tough. Man, when we lost to the Giants, we lost.
Yeah, Parcell and his Parcell was still out there, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, or was that the year we went to the Super Bowl? I know one year that defense was just ferocious. I mean,
94 was last time. We've had a lot of things happen. We never after that. We got there. We've been there so many times, Lorenzo, since '94.
Yeah, with
And came up-
Alden Smith and Justin Smith next to each other. Yeah, that bunch. You know, Willis.
Oh, Harbaugh.
You know, that was a real scary defense right there.
Oh yeah, McLuhan put that
You
team
know,
together, and then Trent came in, and
Except we
everything
didn't-
turned to poop.
Yeah, except we didn't have an offense, you know, and that was the only thing, you know. And they took, I think, Alex Smith out. They should have left him in, you know.
Yeah.
I thought that was my personal opinion, you know.
Alex Smith was a technician out there. Cap was special in what he did. You know, he's coming out of pistol formation. Teams didn't know, and once Cap busted out of that pocket, y'all messed up now, Jack. He was like the first Lamar Jackson. You let him get out of that pocket, and he gets that long stride working, he's out of here.
Yeah, but he couldn't see the field for shit. What was it? Torrey Smith was wide open against Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, just wide open. Nobody near him within 40, 50 years, a long ways off. And didn't even see him.
Yeah.
Just had to throw him the ball. That's it.
This is what
No,
happens.
he wide open up. Yeah, so it was.
A lot of quarterbacks that are reliant upon their athleticism, they don't work that hard on their pocket presence and their game in the pocket because they know they can escape that pocket when things get too hot. If it's not a simple one read and hit that receiver, they know they can get away. And so
fuck
that's
the
why.
pass and fuck them Cowboys there, Ronbo. We're talking about this year, huh?
Yeah. Cowboys. And you know, Dak Prescott got people still saying good things about him, Lorenzo. I love it. Everybody but Stephen A. Smith, you, me, and others. But come on, man, Dak will ride that horse into town, but he'll get ran out as soon as he gets there. God.
Yeah, right now I'm trying to. My friend of mine and I were trying to get to that. I'll probably be at that Packers game. I'm trying to make that Packers
You mentioned
game.
that last time. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's.
What
So
is that
that's
game?
November. It's around November. Last time I was over there, it was in November, and it was nice. It was nice weather. It was
It's not
actually right around
freezing
49
ass yet.
degrees.
Yeah, it's not freezing ass yet.
No.
It's still, you can deal with that. It's like December and on. You stay the hell out of Green Bay and Chicago, Buffalo. You know, these places are just ridiculous.
But we beat their ass in the playoffs no matter what in the ice anyway, you know, so it doesn't matter.
And that's what's so funny. Hey, California boys, y'all can't deal with this. Get out there, man. A lot of these guys are bored out here, boy. What are you talking about? They know about this weather. That's what kills me when people say things like that.
I mean, where do you think we went to go to the other Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Through Green Bay. Yeah. So
But
no, that was when when Brock got hurt. Yeah. So yeah, it's been good. I like our team. I'm excited. I'm real excited to see the defense. I think the offense is going to be just crazy.
Oh yeah,
crazy good.
Because they're gonna grow from what they did last year, and they weren't bad last year. I look for 30 points a week with ease. Yeah, but can
Isn't
the
that what we had last year?
Well, 20. I think we had 24, 25, somewhere in there. But Lorenzo, the defense. If we score 30 points, the defense can't give up 31 or 32. See, that's the problem.
Yeah.
See, all that running that they allowed last year, teams are scoring on the 49ers at a rate that they had no business doing. We win because of that defensive line. The offense is frosting on the cake. If we score 27 points, that should be fine.
Yeah, then we got our second-year guys too coming up. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll just right now I feel good about it. There's a lot of good athletes on that team. And they all buy into the system.
We got great coaching.
It's like
we're gonna go back to what we did the year before last. So yeah.
We'll be there again, We'll be there talking shit right there at the end, what you could have, would have, should have done. Well, you didn't, okay?
I know. Every year we're having this conversation, Lorenzo. I'm so tired of saying, we should have won that game. Well, hell, we should have won the last two. Oh, man, we got to stop having this conversation and laugh at what happened to the other team. We have to put up with these trolls running up in here. Hey, 49ers, now y'all still trying to win the Super Bowl? And then Rudy with his stupid statement. I've been telling y'all since 94, you ain't going to win nothing. Oh, I'm so tired of him and his bogus dump. I mean, the Rams have won 2 trophies in damn near a century, and he's talking about how great his team is and how bad the 49ers are. God, are you kidding me? Some people got a lot of nerve.
Yeah, I believe this year is our year again,
Maybe.
But, every year we go in there, every year is our year, it seems
I know.
like,
But that's just how good this team is. They just find a way to lose these games. They don't lose them. They find a way to do it. Damn it.
Yeah, so it kind of pisses you off. But
I
don't want to go back to that. But you don't want to go back to the number one pick,
No.
Back to the... Remember, we were always 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, we're always like the top 3 in
I
the
don't
draft.
do the top 5 at all. Anywhere near the top 10. We did 2 years, but they're both back to back doing that. Remember? And the 49ers select Solomon Thomas. Oh, why? Okay, you know what? Let's not relive the past, Lorenzo. It's over.
Yeah,
we're okay now. We're okay.
Yeah, I like our coaching staff. I love our team all the time. So no worries here. Be behind them.
So you should. Yeah, this we're supposed to enjoy these guys, not be mad. Lorenzo, we go. Hey, Alicia, you got time Friday? I'll be back looking for you. All right.
All right. You guys have a good week.
You too, fam.
Have a good night.
You do.
Later. Bye.
There's Lorenzo out in beautiful New Mexico. Ham on the road again. Just
Ronbo, baby, what's going on?
Bam, you, man. It's good to hear from you, man. I've not talked to you in such a long time. How you doing?
I know you have, man. I've been sitting around chilling, man, until I got this news today, man.
Look, you got what?
Why did my man, we got this news today, man. Why did my man Christian McCaffrey go out here and get put on the Madden cover?
BM. Oh, no, BM, you ain't one of the superstitious people, are you? Come on now.
Oh, man. Ronbo, man. What's going on, baby? They trying to plot against us already in the offseason, man. What we got going on?
Yeah, I'm trying not to think that way because I don't feel like worrying about that. You've already started. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to worry about it.
Swear, man.
It's just one of those superstitions. And by the way, there's been guys who did well after they've been put on. Look at Patrick. Of course, Patrick, the league actually backs him up. Brady?
Yeah.
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 Why not us?
I hope us now. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes us even better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Getting back to the promised land, man.
And McCaffrey's going to be playing like a bat out of hell this year after that fumble in the first quarter at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think everybody gonna be looking ready to bounce back, man. I'm praying and hoping that we have a good season. Hope they go ahead and get this Brandon Ayuk situation squared away before we get off in the training camp. That way we can go ahead and, everybody come in hungry and ready to roll, man.
I wish they would. Have it done before they come back in July. Niners, $2 more million is not going to kill you.
What's this I'm hearing about Trent Williams wanting a new deal, and everybody saying that that's a good thing?
It's a joke. So Jeremy Fowler got in there and said, there's whispers around the industry that suggest that Trent Williams may be looking to get a pay raise due to the fact that he's not the highest paid offensive lineman in the league. Jeremy, where'd you get that from? I didn't get that from the organization, but just whispers around the league. Oh, man. Had everybody sitting there getting worried about that. It's BS.
Oh, well, that's a good thing then. Long as there's BS, man, you don't want the entire team want to recalibrate their deal.
Well, he doesn't have any guaranteed money for next year, though. Trent Williams should not be without any guaranteed money next year. Now, the 49ers can fix that real easy, but they don't have to give him a huge increase against the cap. But, some guaranteed money might be good. I don't have a problem with that.
I just hope that, man, whatever we can do, like the other player, caller that was just on here, like one or two callers before me. Hey, man, it's gonna be hard to win a Super Bowl without an offensive line, dog.
Yeah,
and it seems like it seems like no matter how good we are doing, there's something about that third quarter of the Super Bowl that's hunting Kyle Shanahan as to where the team makes mistakes. Every Super Bowl that he has coached, the third quarter has hunted him. I don't know what it is.
Always the fourth quarter. He doesn't lose a game early. He loses, but he will fourth quarter. Boom.
No, it's the third quarter. It's the third quarter.
Midway through the third.
It's something about the third quarter.
Yeah.
Midway through the third, it's like we get stagnant on offense and defense. It's almost kind of like we get complacent and we don't snap back into game mode until like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but we can let the other team get back in the game.
Mm-hmm. And give up more points in a few minutes than we have all season long in any game.
Right.
You've not played this poorly all year. Why today?
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. We're gonna hope. Hope the offensive line hold up.
Well, I mean, but then again, Brock seems to know how to work with that terrible offensive line. Do you have faith in him?
Well, Jimmy G seemed to know how to work with that terrible offensive line. It's just the thing. It's just, for example, like if you look at that Super Bowl, when Brandon Ayuk was running wide open, it's always them little plays right there.
Yes.
The plays that you really need. It's the plays that you really need that the defensive coordinator always seems to dial up something, and either we don't finish the drive.
But he was looking at JJ
so far,
and Chris got his big ass in the way just the right time because he climbed over Burford. I mean, JJ was right there. Burford, and here comes Chris. Yeah. Bam! Knocked y'all. No, not today. Not on my watch. Oh, hell no. Really? Oh. And we lost the game.
Oh, yeah. So I think whenever we can get that little part fixed right there, you feel me? Whatever those little incidents, I believe we can be crowned Super Bowl champion.
Oh, yeah. Easily. I mean, the 49ers was just buck tough this past year, and the Chiefs weren't all that this year. This was the perfect time. The road was there, BM. It was right there. All they had to do was drive through the gate and in. No, they had to make it difficult.
Hell, get ready for an exciting season, Ronbo.
Yeah, I know. I just hope they ain't tired, Beham. It's asking a lot for these guys to go deep into the season like that, take a couple months off and get back out there. I'm worried about that.
It's not asking a lot to me. The Chiefs been doing it for the last couple of years, and they
Wait a minute.
winning doing it.
You're
So,
right.
Exactly.
I hadn't thought about that. Chiefs been doing it for longer than that, actually. Yeah, same amount of time
and
exactly.
And they win the Super Bowl. So no, it shouldn't worry me. Like Steve Smith said, we need to ice up.
You're right.
We need to ice up and get right. Some need to show. I mean, what makes them any different from us?
Right? Put their pants on, like everybody else, one leg at a time. Hey, you know what, though? That's true. The 49ers better know that's true, too. If the Chiefs can get up after every year, taking off a couple of months to get back out there and do it again, oh, hell, we should better be able to. Yeah.
And then this year right here, they did it. They did it when with really
no good weapons.
Only somebody you had to damn stop on the field was Travis Kelce, and you couldn't. That was it. Because the receivers really didn't do nothing.
Dropping the ball.
Except
for the criminal.
Kelce and the running back. It was Travis Kelce and the running back.
What's that? Is that Cherie? Yeah, well, Cherie's going to jail. But man, they picked up a couple of speedsters, so Mahomes no longer has to pull back on his throws. He just let that thing go. They're going to get the bejesus knocked out of their little lightweight butts still coming off the line of scrimmage. I can't wait to see how this works. Every team in the league, as soon as you see that ball snap, hit him right in the face. And I'd be damned if he's going to be brave enough. He don't weigh but 180 pounds.
Yeah, they're going to have to muscle up.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. Got Hollywood Brown and Worthy. What's his name? Is his name Worthy? God.
Worthy or something like that.
Damn. That's 100
miles. They did get Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we got to go, though, fam. Always good to hear from you. I ain't heard from such a long
Always good, Ronbo, man. I'll try to catch back up with you on Friday.
Looking forward to it. All right.
All day, man. You be safe out there, homie.
You too, fam. You the one. You on them wheels. I want to hear from you Friday. All right.
All right.
Night, Beham.
Later.
Hey, yo, everybody's favorite Z generation child. He is that man we call Jalen. Jalen! Boy, mad
Ronbo, how you doing? OG, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, you know what I'm saying? And listen, by the way, I just want to tell you one thing, though. I have cut back from that decade to maybe 6 years with Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch in place.
Whoa. What you mean by that, Ronbo?
I mean, maybe you didn't hear me say it? Okay, I didn't say nothing.
No. Hold on, Ronbo. What you mean instead of 10 years? You mean to tell me? I don't understand.
Okay, earlier I got a little carried away. Maybe toward the end of my intro into the show, I said, you know what? I like Shanahan and Lynch, and I'd like to see them in there for at least another decade.
Oh, yeah. See, no, Ronbo.
Yeah.
No.
You missed that.
No.
See, I didn't want to repeat
without a ring.
I've
without a
on that.
ring.
No.
Absolutely
I suspect in
not.
another 10 years they could pick up at least 3.
I don't know, Ronbo. They should have picked up at least
2,
3 already. Yeah, at least 2 for sure. At least 2. We've had 4 shots at it. I mean, goodness gracious, the fun.
It's a hard game. Everything has to fall into place, and Patrick Mahomes is just born under a lucky star or something. Walks around with a rabbit's foot in one pocket, a shamrock in the other. He's got a sage necklace on his neck. I mean, the boy just don't. Patrick Mahomes don't. Nothing goes wrong with him. Dang, so tired of him. No damn well they were supposed to lose that Super Bowl. Came up with a miracle play. I don't know why we didn't try to outbid the Chiefs to get Chris What's that big galoot's name? Jalen, where you at? Jalen, you there?
My bad, Ronbo. I got muted. I muted myself. Oh, what was that? Ronbo, see, I gotta correct you again when it comes to this. The Chiefs wasn't even at 100%. Ronbo, I keep telling you, if there was ever a year that we were destined and had the stars aligned for us to win a Super Bowl, we had the Cowboys, we had the Packers, and then we had the freaking Rams. And we couldn't get it done.
And remember the Lions,
the Cowboys, Packers, and Rams, Ronbo.
And you let the Lions out. We got past them too.
We didn't, but I'm talking about that 2021 season. I'm not talking I'm not talking about this past season. I'm talking about the 2021 season where we beat the Cowboys at Dallas. Then we went and beat the Packers. And then we lost to the freaking Rams of all teams, Ronbo. Are you serious?
Aching. I got scars on my body.
And then the freaking Chiefs weren't even in the Super Bowl. It was the Bengals.
I know. I mean, they got it a cakewalk with Burrows. Because you and I both know if they'd have been the Chiefs, they'd have got into the ass whooping too, just like everybody else.
Man, Ronbo, that's such... yeah, I mean, Ronbo, but hey, you got some fans that's going to bring up Mariucci. Oh, Ronbo, well, we didn't win anything with Mariucci. Well, what were the expectations with those teams? Did they have 11 All-Pros?
No.
Did they, like, Ronbo, was Mariucci flopping on, was he drafting guys like Trey Lance and freaking Solomon Thomas at 3? So let's stop, bro. Y'all got to quit pulling that Mariucci card, bro.
I enjoyed Mooch for the most part. I don't know why, but I'm like that. I tend to not see the worst things about people, but yeah. So I probably should look at. I'm gonna cut back to 4 years, okay? I got carried away with 10. How about that? Jalen must have muted us. Jalen, wait.
Wrong, bro. My phone. I keep pressing the little screen button to mute. My bad. It's easy. I put my phone down for a second to mute. But man, damn it, Ronbo. There should have been countless opportunities. We should have been champions right now, at least 2 times.
Yeah.
No reason why we should be sitting here constantly still wondering in the year 8 what's next.
I got excuses, but I mean, nobody won't. I'm tired of making excuses my damn self. So
I'm not gonna lie, Ronbo. The excuses stopped for me after we lost to the Rams. I said, you know what, Kyle? No, not after this. And then we lost to the Eagles, and I said, okay. Ronbo, we can't lose a third NFC championship.
Jalen, if we got an excuse for the Eagles game, we definitely got an excuse. You can't break the quarterback's arm and bring
Ronbo, you don't put a tight end on a freaking. Come on, Ronbo.
Well, okay.
You put Travis. Would you? Yeah, Ronbo. Like, look at what got him hurt. And first of all, Ronbo, he shouldn't have been out there. Was Trey Lance not our starting quarterback that year? How the hell did Brock Purdy even get out there? Oh, Kyle Shanahan didn't protect the quarterback. Okay. All right, Ronbo. There we go. It all comes back to Kyle, Ronbo.
I know, right?
It's gonna always come back to Kyle.
For you and those who always know how to prove Kyle wrong, you guys are good at it. I'm telling you right now. You took that path and traced it right back to that man, Kyle Shanahan.
Because he's the coach, Ronbo, like you always say. Jalen, give him credit. He did build this team. You're absolutely right. He built this team. So every flaw that this team has is because of him.
Yeah. And equally as well as every thing that they do well, it's his. But everything they do bad is also in his basket as well. And I agree with that. You have to.
Man, Kyle, I mean, I want to say he got to get it done this year, but damn it, I said that last year. Look what happened. He didn't get fired. So, I mean, what is me saying he has to get it done this year really going to do, Ronbo? If he doesn't, is he going to get fired?
Get your expectations up too high.
No, he's not. He's not going to get fired.
Well, you set yourself up in the right place. At least you're not expecting lofty expectations for Kyle is to see that he gets there and the 49ers period, get there and they do pull that Lombardi off. If we stop believing that and just enjoy the process, and when that game comes, stay calm, and that way you won't hurt yourself if things go south at the wrong time, and you'll be able to live at least somewhat comfortably after the game. Because it took me a couple of months to stop with that bitter taste in my mouth, and I don't want to go through that again. Because that was a heartbreaking loss. Man, that was crazy.
I still haven't gotten over I've hardly gotten over the first Super Bowl loss with the Chiefs. I've hardly gotten over that one. I mean, you gotta, and then this one is just like,
Unbelievable.
I mean, we had Richard Sherman, D Ford, we had DeForest Buckner, Bosa, Armstead, Emmanuel Sanders, had all those guys, didn't get it done.
And most of it was
Come
watching
back
the
and we
game
got a
from the
whole man. We had CMC, Hargrave, Chase Young, all these. Still didn't get it done, Ronbo. Like, and then guys are coming in here saying, "Oh, this team is going to be better than last year." Man, I'll put my life on the line. Put this team versus last year. We kicked, man. Y'all stop.
Jay, we got to go though.
Man, this year's team ain't touching last year's team, Ronbo. That team, man, are we serious? Ronbo, did you not see the stats we were putting up defensively the first week of the season?
Yeah, but that's the first week of the season. Jay, did you see the stats we're putting up with that same defense at the end of the season? I mean, teams just ran the ball on the 49. You know what's so funny? We weren't giving up that many points, but teams were just running the ball at will.
We weren't giving up that many points. That's what, yeah, but we weren't giving up
stop,
points, Ronbo.
That was a fault of the team. I don't know how come not. But anyway. But Jalen, let me see you Friday, and we'll continue.
All right, Ronbo.
I'm going to find a subject you can be excited and happy about next time. Oh, I know. I just want to say, it has been suggested that Kyle Shanahan can be replaced. Jalen will be all over that.
Okay, Ronbo. I'll see you Friday.
Looking forward to it, Jay. Night, fam.
Let me get a Niners shout out, Ronbo.
A Niners! Jay. Big Show says, not a hard game when you have the talent we do. I have nothing I can offer to oppose that statement. We make things hard. That's why I've been saying that for some time now. The 49ers are not getting beat by the opposition when they lose in these games. They're getting beat by the 49ers. Their whole body implodes on them. And they just, big red splatter all over our screen. And they did it to themselves. And that's got to stop for sure. And yes, Kyle Shanahan has a lot to do with that. But just about every guy on that team does as well. Some of these guys making bonehead. It's like, my dad used to make me laugh. My dad was a big baseball fan. Leo DeRocher was one of the most comical coaches in baseball. They asked DeRocher one time why he came into the game and took the shortstop out. DeRocher says, "Oh, I'll tell you what, the pitcher wasn't doing anything wrong. It's that shortstop that was making me mad." No. He's the only coach in baseball history that's ever went out and got one of the players off the field instead of the pitcher. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony. Well, Tony.
You know,
go ahead.
One thing you might want to say to Nick Wright.
Oh.
You might want to say it to Kyle Shanahan too. What you say to Nick Wright is you tell him, listen, mate, go out there, find yourself a big-ass piece of dried-up dog turd, sharpen it to a point, and stab yourself to death with it.
I got to remember that one. That's exactly what I'd like to see him do. God, he's annoying. And you know something, Tony? He's polished that crap. Nick knows he's pissing people off. And I don't think it's just 49er fans. Nick pisses off pretty much the entire football community except for the Chiefs fans. God, he's a prick. I mean, I've seen guys that say things that are really irritating, but Nick Wright, man, he sits there with that pompous attitude, and he's talking to the other guys on the show, and they're looking at him like, what the hell you say? You know, and he goes on and on. God. Anyway, I just hope he eats words this year. God. Ooh.
You know what else? I mean, all right, Kyle, we've got the fourth quarter bullshit. Yeah. Someone's got to sit down and have a chat to him. Like, remember last time, I think was it Jed York's dad that tapped him on the shoulder once?
Oh, yeah, he came down to the facility, and he rarely does that. I remember that week.
Yeah, and he turned himself around quick smart. Yeah, like, so you could have sat down with him and said, Kyle, really? Ricky Pearsall? Did you pick Ricky Pearsall because Ricky Pearsall's going to win you the Super Bowl? Or can you get a packet of Skittles for McKivitz? Would someone give you a packet of Skittles for him? Because you're not getting a draft pick.
No.
So why'd you pick bloody Pearsall when you could have bolstered the right-hand side of that O-line?
Remember, though, remember his answer. They have this answer ready, and they use it all the time. Well, we just didn't see anything in the draft that was any better than we already have in camp now, so we used our pick. We went through all the scenarios, and really, John? Oh.
So the rest of the football league are a bunch of dumbasses.
Or just bad football
players.
They didn't. Nobody else.
You didn't see anything. Come on.
And that's also weighing heavy on what we're going to do. Because if Ricky Pearsall's not picked up, the 49ers would have already signed Brandon Ayuk, even though it may have been a bad deal. But the 49ers are leaning on the fact, we can hold out with Brandon a little while longer. I think we've got something here lined up for the future we'll be fine with. I really know I guarantee they said that.
Do you know why he wants the quarterback to have a quick release, Ronbo?
He needs to.
Because the right-hand side of the O-line is a piece of crap. That's why he wants the quarterback to have a quick release.
Brock knows it, too. He's good at it, getting out of the way. Because Brock could have been killed.
Is he going to stop him from getting out of the way and stand in the pocket like he did to Jimmy G?
Oh, yeah, but the thing is with Brock, lucky about Brock, he can run out of there before he gets knocked into next week.
But there's a pattern. There's a pattern to this bullshit, Ronbo.
I know. I don't want to see.
He let Jimmy G have his way for the whatever it was when he ran the table. It didn't do nothing. The next year, he slammed the brakes on it.
Yeah.
All right. So Brock Purdy's had a whole year. Look for him to say, "Listen, mate, you're going to stand in the pocket."
I think it might be.
So what we want Brock Purdy to do is not listen to him.
Tony, I think it'll be too late now. I think Kyle has matured in that area. He's not going to make him stand there in the pocket. I think he likes Brock's escape capability, or else he'd have said something by now, or would have seen Brock standing in the pocket looking like oh God, I got to stand here and get rid of this ball. Because you're right, that used to be Kyle's total philosophy. That quarterback should stand there, as he describes it, hitting in the face. He's getting beat to death, but he stands there, keeps his eyes downfield, and he finds that target. Yeah, Kyle.
Do you remember C.J. Beathard, Ronbo?
Oh, he was what Kyle was talking about. That's why he went and got C.J. They would beat C.J.
Remember C.J. Beathard?
Oh.
They almost beat the shit out of him.
God, he took a beating. Kept getting up, though, Tony. Wow.
Yeah, he did. He was a tough boy.
He was, wasn't
he? But that's not the way the game's played. No. He's your signal caller. He's your ball distributor. You've got to give him the time to get rid of the ball. How far can Brandon Ayuk run in 1 second?
Not that far. He's got to run a route first.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you've got to put all the stuff into perspective. If your quarterback's getting attacked in 1 point, they're breaching the line in 1.5 seconds, how far down the field do you think your receivers got?
I mean, that's
simple mathematics. It's not rocket science.
Foot speed, distance, all that stuff into an equation, and you can come up with a figure. And that's why Christian McCaffrey is so valuable, because Christian McCaffrey knows what you do with a quarterback. This is why Brock and Jimmy, before he left, this is why they looked a little different after Christian showed up. You've got to have, if you don't have, if McCaffrey goes down, and we got that offensive line we're talking about right now, and they're playing the same way, God help us. No, God help Brock. My God.
The other thing is, I hear, people, they mention, they try and throw John Lynch under the bus. People, don't you know that John Lynch does not have the final say? And I feel sorry for the man. He's got no input. He can pick this dude. He's limited to what he can do because Kyle hired him. It wasn't John Lynch hired Kyle. Mm-hmm. Kyle's got the final say. Offense, defense, full stop. So how can you throw that poor man under the bus? It's like having Ronnie Lott. All right, it's like having Ronnie Lott on the team, teaching the safeties, and Kyle Shanahan saying to Ronnie Lott, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
It's true. But Lynch signed off on it. I think from the very day one that Kyle's pretty much your boss, and you can blame Trent Baalke and Harbaugh for that because John he just had enough. Jed just had enough. Listen, what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out here and get a coach, and he'll pick his own general manager and let that work because I'm not going through this crap that I went through with Trent Baalke and everybody else that worked underneath him. Nothing but nonstop fights like goddamn children on a daily basis. So that's why he did what he did.
And as far as Debo goes, Ronbo, I think you have to look at Debo as a player. You can put him at tailback, wide back, running back, receiver. If the punt returner goes down, Debo can punt return the ball.
Yeah, no, he'll get that job between him and Garindo.
You know what I'm saying? In an emergency, look, he can do it. There's a lot of things that he can do.
No, I don't doubt that. I mean, I don't deny that.
Like, just say we're in the Super Bowl and a certain receiver or running back goes down, or the punt returner goes down. Debo can take some of those places,
sure, yeah.
And the team can not miss a beat.
Yeah, as long as that hamstring doesn't fly up on him. But yeah.
Well, I've got a solution for that too. So he's one of one, Debo. He's a very rare type of player.
Oh, no doubt.
But for his hamstring, Ronbo, you should know. Do you know what the horse stance is?
Yeah. I mean, I know every bit of kinesiology Debo should be doing. And I've always and he was doing yoga one year too. You got to build flexibility in those legs, man. Because for what you do,
you're trying to do the horse stance every day for as long as you can hold it.
Yeah.
And then you see how your quads and hammies and everything and your joints and everything else beef up.
They'll get stronger, but for flexibility, he's still going to have to feel that burn, that pain as you stretch, and that muscle finally acclimates to being a little elongated so it can take those explosions a little better. Because Debo, his legs are built like horses. So when he explodes, that's a lot of mass. And so it just can't, it's got to be loose. It's got to be.
See, the thing is, Ronbo, I don't know what these guys do for training. I don't know how they what they do for flexibility. But in NRL, right? Yeah, they pump weights all off season, but during the season, what they do is they cut the weights down to, like, say, 3 days a week to keep their mass.
Right.
And then they do things like walking in a pool, like, walk.
Oh, that's a great workout, yeah.
You just walk in a pool, 50-meter pool, backwards and forwards, carrying a weight over the top of your head, 1 or 2 plates or something like that, or swim, or, stretching exercises and things like that. But they use the pool because the pool, the only thing that moves every single muscle in your body is swimming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of walking in the pools and things like that, cold baths and, I don't know what these guys do. I think they overdo it with the weight training, and it makes them too stiff. There's no flexibility.
I would blame the trainers. You guys can do high reps after this point in the season. Well, once September comes, you can do high repetitions on lighter weights, but don't sit in there and get underneath and max out on any lift. Come on, guys. I need explosion.
You can still keep your muscle mass, Ronbo, and
it's not going to go away.
Even build muscle, right? Yeah. It's called time. You get lighter weights, right? But it's called time under tension.
Yeah.
Right, because you're stronger when you're dropping the weight on the way down than you are when you're lifting it. So you're doing the same exercises, except you're using like 20 seconds to pull the weight down and 20 seconds to pull it back up.
Reverse reps, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm hoping
there are a lot of things they can do.
Tony, we're gonna go.
But
we
you know,
and always good stuff.
still everybody's in everybody's mind. I'm the same. I'm not going to make any comments until we see that right side of the offensive line.
What is it? It's gonna be this year, Tony. We really got to go. I'm gonna see you Friday though. Looking forward to it.
Saturday.
Tony's a day ahead. Saturday.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
You know what, Ronbo? Shout out to my big rig trucking brethren.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping everybody,
was in
feeding the country, and the world doesn't go around unless those boys are working hard.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Salute to you, Tony. All right. Have a great day. Talk to you Saturday.
All right, brother.
All right, Tony. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. And we roll over quickly. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Tony. Hey, brother. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, it's going great, Michael. You know, every day that comes.
Yeah, congratulations, CMC. Yeah, congratulations, CMC, being on the Madden. But know who's missing? You, Ronbo. You should have been in the cover. You should have been in the Madden cover.
I don't think so, but it would be fun. I'm going to laugh at that. Who is that?
Yeah, picture in the background in the booth, counting the money.
Oh, I didn't enjoy doing that.
Oh, yeah. And then you see the Rams like Rudy all that trying to chase the CMC, and they can't catch them. They all fall down.
So, Michael, you're not buying into this curse thing, then? I can tell.
No. Well, it would be a curse if they had Rudy, a KFC on the cover.
Well, no. I mean, that'd be good. If the curse was real and they put Rudy on there, I'd be delighted with that. But I mean, as far as the Madden curse,
fucking fancy chicken on there with Jim Everett and try it. Yeah, no, I don't think it's a curse. You look at all the Madden football. How many are cursed and how many are not cursed? If you all played Madden.
Yeah, So it just goes to show it has nothing to do with that appointment. It's,
or how many 49ers players didn't make it in Madden? You got CMC. I don't know if anybody like Jerry Rice or anybody in the past. I don't know if there was anybody else.
Michael,
that's a good question.
Every sport is very superstitious. The guys wear the same socks all season long without washing them. I did that in high school. That's why I mentioned that. Well, yeah.
Wear the same underwears.
And then you bring that home and throw it in a laundromat, right? And your mom says, "Oh my God, what is this smell? What? What is this? I'm going to throw it in the garbage. I'm not going to wash this, Ma. No, superstition is a very strong thing. You do idiotic things, but they have to be done. So people believe that Madden curse is real. You got to be kidding me. No, it's not. I draw a line there.
No, it would have been nice to have yours covered. I would have been right next to CMC. Oh, I would have loved that with picture right on top, counting the money.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's a curse, but you know what I mean? I think maybe this might be good luck. This might be it.
Hey, Michael, wait till I see where they rate our guys. Last year, everybody was crying about the ratings we got on a lot of our players. Some of the ratings were like below certain players. I think Dak Prescott got a rating that nobody believed, as I remember. I remember Dak's name standing out more than anybody else. I said, how did Dak get that freaking rating?
Yeah.
How in the hell did he get that rating? So,
And also, too, the problem is they're probably wait, too, because there's going to be a lot of guys maybe get, with Ayuk. We don't know if he's going to get traded. There's rumors about, my friend sent me an article of 5 teams that might be, interested in trading for Ayuk. One was the Jets, Packers, trading Ayuk to the Packers for, I think it was a second-round pick, and Watson, the other receiver.
Whoa! I'll take Watson. Oh, talk about a deep threat.
That's the rumor.
Fast, long. And the Steelers are involved, too, though.
Yes, they were going to give us a first round and a tight end. Who's their good tight end?
Do they have a good tight end? I know Pickens is not playing tight end, though.
No, it was a tight end. There was who's a Steelers tight end? Is there a Washington guy?
Did they have a good? Because I'm not remembering the Steelers for having a special tight end.
That was one rumor. Yeah. But I would take Watson from Green Bay. The problem is then we got to play Green Bay. We got to face Ayuk from Green Bay. There we go.
No, I don't want. I don't want any of these guys in the NFC, especially
Pittsburgh,
especially Brandon Ayuk and Debo. Oh God, no! Don't have him come back. and be delighted to play.
No.
Certain players can't be motivated, and Debo's one of those guys. Debo plays his best football when he's pissed off with the team. God, look what he did to Detroit.
What AFC team would you trade him to? One of them, I would say maybe Pittsburgh or Tennessee.
I like Tennessee. The Jaguars can have him.
Uh-huh. And what would you get back for a Jaguars? Well, yeah, Jaguars, yes.
Any team that I don't deem a threat. He's not going to Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't want to see it in Buffalo.
Where can I send Debo and Ayuk? See, we have some good players. I don't know where to send these guys. I want to send them to a league over in Siberia. No, I wouldn't do that.
Send them overseas.
Yeah.
Nah, that's too nice for them.
I don't want to see them fired up.
That or sign Ayuk and trade Debo. I mean, I know you don't want to do that, but I would keep. Yeah. Did you think? I'm afraid that, I'm afraid if I send Ayuk somewhere, it's going to be a nightmare. I'll be thinking about that in my sleep.
Oh, Michael, really, let's talk about something fun. Like our quarterback, Brock Purdy. I'm the Brock Purdy story. This is going to be a full-length movie. This is going to be right up there with some of the best.
I'm going to make sure you're in it, Ronbo. I'm going to make sure you're in the movie. We got to make sure you're in it, and we got to get a big show in there. Yeah, we got to get a big show in there and all that. He's going to be the guy that does the counting money with Purdy, He'll be the counting guy, counting the money and making sure he gets the,
Idea. What's the title of that movie, Brock Purdy.
Everybody's got to think of a name for that movie. And I'll send it to them on X. Send it to him. Send it to Ronbo. We'll have a contest. What the movie's going to be with Purdy.
I tell you. And who's going to play the Brock Purdy part? Actually, what's that guy that played in the Transformers, the first movie? He's got LaBeouf. I think it's Sheila. Yeah, him and Brock, there's something about them. They carry the same aura, right? Sheila's have to gain a lot of weight, though, and get a little stronger looking. But they got a similar look.
Yeah, they do.
They play the Brock Purdy. Yeah. He played Brock Purdy. And
I just also can't wait, for the Falcons. I know the Eagles. I know my daughter,
Yeah.
She can't wait for football,
we get to play the Kyle Shanahan role. The world played Kyle Shanahan. We got such characters on this team. That's the thing, Michael. These guys are Hollywood.
Who's going to look like Lynch? Or who's going to look like Lynch?
It'd be fun picking out this cast. I love to sit around.
Or Jed York.
Oh, God. Debo Samuel. I love to pick out some guys to put on this team out of Hollywood.
I bet some of the 49er players could do movie acting. You never know.
But I want a polished actor that just knows how to bring that part out. Because if you go and play yourself, you might not be able to do it as well as an actor. That's what he does.
No, you look like somebody that looks like you, looks like Debo, looks like CMC.
Oh, I got a guy in the WWE to play George Kittle. That's too much fun. Hey, Michael, we ran our clock. I'll see you Friday, though. Okay.
Give a shout out to Tony Wright, Fortnite Brian, Big Show, and all the females in here tonight. Give them a shout out. And Nikita too.
All right. Good night, Michael.
Have a good night, buddy.
See you Friday. Hey, Brian.
'49ers, red and gold, rocking those damn Niners till I'm dead and cold. Screaming the name all the way from the Mid-South because the law says know your role and shut your mouth.
That's right.
Bang, bang, Niner game. What's up with you?
I just got enlightened tonight. I just realized I've been feeling sorry for the 49ers because they're coming off of all these seasons when they go deep into the postseason and come right back to camp a couple of months later. But then somebody says, Beham says, Chiefs been doing it. Oh, that's absolutely right. So no need to feel sorry for the 49ers. They're getting paid a lot of money to get out there and do it. So I'm done with that. If the Chiefs can do it, Patrick Mahomes out there every year, Travis Kelce's out there every year, and the guy that we hate the most, that big tackle, what's Chris's last name? Anyway, they're out there every year beating people up. Now, you know what? No more sympathy. Get out there and Smith? What's that? Anyway, they got to get it done. They can do it.
Yeah. I think that's going to be our campaign. Get it done. Get it done.
We said this last year, though. Yeah. We got to stop saying this and not get it done. They got to get it done this time. Damn it.
Ronbo, is there an update on the Brandon Ayuk?
Nothing other than the mistake of people thinking that Brandon Ayuk wants to leave. No, Brandon has already stated on SF Niners they somehow got that out of him. But Brandon made it clear, look, I don't want to leave the 49ers. I got my family here. I don't know anything but this area. I'm I don't feel like I need to go anywhere. So good. He wants to stay. So with that in mind, there's a slight sliver that this deal could get done soon, because if he's willing, if he doesn't have the door closed in his mind, I'm not signing anything other than what I want, there's a chance that he might make it. I'm hoping but when they come back to minicamp that it'll be done. I'm hoping the 49ers are thinking the same thing. The 49ers need to be a little more flexible. I get the feeling they're being rock solid, stubborn. I really do.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well,
it is have to get 30.
I can tell you what.
Give him 28 and give him a lot of guaranteed.
I'm with that. Yeah. You got to get it done, Rumble, starting with Brandon Ayuk's contract. I'm tired of he says he's going to stay home and my home is here and all of that. Okay. Let's get that feather that they always sign the contract. Get that feather and put pad. We need to put ink to paper. Until we get ink to paper, it's up to there. It's nothing's official.
You know how that's going to enlighten the morale of the team if they come back to training camp and Brandon's already signed up. All right, we are back as one. Let's get this done. It's not easy to know that. Do it. Get him.
Operation Super Bowl. Operation Super Bowl. No more
business.
Well, we changed the name. No more Quest for Six and all of that old. It's simple. It's simple. Get it done. We don't get it done, Rumbo. I'm telling you, it's gonna be we're gonna have probably the largest, the largest, and we're gonna have the largest garage sale come next year.
Because they'd be forced to. You're not going to carry all these contracts for nothing.
Yeah,
you're right.
They'll be forced to.
There'll be lightweight rebuild.
Yeah. This is our version. This may be our version of The Last Dance with this group.
Frightening, isn't it? Brian, have you thought about what it's going to be like to go back and bring the flour out, bring the sugar out, bring the butter and the milk, and start baking from scratch again?
I don't want to think. I don't want to think about it. Yeah. Ronbo, let me ask you this. Let's say for some strange reason, Kyle comes up short once again.
Do we have to?
Does he get the pink slip?
I've already gone on record as saying I'd like to see them there for another decade. Now, I backpedaled on that and said I'll cut it in half. Okay, 5. For Jalen, I even said 4. I don't want them to leave, Brian. I don't think that we're losing just solely because of them being in charge. I want them to stay there and get it right. They're that close. They're so close.
I don't want to either, And then, like I say, look at Andy Reid, and all the hell he went through with Philly, going to the NFC Championship. And he was just going to the NFC Championship every year. And it's not like he didn't have the teams. They just couldn't get it done, They couldn't get it done.
I know.
And so he had
through some fault was their own. But there's some other things that took place during these games that was totally out of their hands. And that's why, but Jalen will always trace it all. Anything that went wrong, Jalen strategically traces it back, like one of the best detectives in Scotland Yard, and finds the culprit. I said, Jalen, why is the name always the same at the end of that list of guilt? There's Kyle Shanahan again. I tell you what,
Rumbo. I tell you what, Rumbo, if we don't cross that threshold this year, boy, we might have to put Jalen on suicide watch. That's like what, four Super Bowl losses? Oh,
that's too much. Isn't it?
Yeah, him and a handful of others.
Him and Big
But
Show,
yeah.
they'll both be basket cases. Well, you know what? I'm not going to feel too good about that either, though. We've already had some solid backers that said, "Well, no, Kyle Shanahan's not going to be allowed to lose 3 times." You know,
But at the same time, Rumbo, if we were to hand Kyle Shanahan that picks that, there will be several teams after him.
He'll be gone overnight.
Several.
No, yeah. He gets fired in the morning or in the afternoon. He'll have
he
a
will
good job
not
by that
have
evening.
it. Yeah. Even if there is a wind that we're going to get rid of him, they're going to be on like vultures on the porch.
No matter
So
what else,
will,
Shanahan, he knows how to build a team. They know how to build a team, and they can show those horses where the water is, but they can't always help them drink, and that's the problem I have, and I'll defend him on that. Christian McCaffrey's one of the most reliable running backs in the game. He's on Madden, for God's sake. He fumbles the ball in the first quarter. It was how unlikely is that? Christian McCaffrey fumbled in the Super Bowl. I still don't. Oh my God. What are we going to do? He never does these kind of things. Oh.
And I tell you what, Ronbo, the fact that CMC is on the cover of Madden, I hadn't played Madden in about 20 damn years. That makes me want to get back. Go back and get it. Go out and get a system. So I don't know, man.
You got to get it now, just because.
Kyle Shanahan, you get rid of Kyle Shanahan, and you know CMC ain't gonna want to hang around, and you know he's gonna be like, hey.
No, the players will revolt. They really will.
Right.
And the new coach is going to want in and come in, and because he knows that these are Kyle Shanahan's players. I'm going to have to get my own, and now we're going to have to go get another quarterback. He's going to have to in the draft. They're going to pick up some other players and cut some of the guys that are on the team. I mean, it's standard procedure. And we're going to be sitting there thinking, oh no.
And Rumbo will be back in the We'll be back in the dark ages all over again.
Oh,
Chip Kelly.
God.
Dennis Erickson.
Oh. I'd rather have a
Jim.
sharp
What was his?
stick
What
in
was
the eye.
Jim? What was his name? Jim. Whatever his name is.
Thompson.
John. Whatever. Jim. John. Whatever his name is. The guy who took over after Jim Kelly. What was his name?
Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly. It was Tom Sula first, and then Chip.
Tom Sula. Yeah. Tom Sula. Ooh, oh, we don't want to see them days, Rumbo, by any means necessary.
That was rough, wasn't it? We got
beat
was terrible. Every week, and we knew we were going to get beat. As fans, we knew we were going to lose those games before they even played. We just sat and watched the love of the game.
Rumbo, they during them time, I kept my jerseys in the box. I'm like, oh no, I can't.
Really, I
see down in public.
I kept wearing mine, but I did take a lot of heat. I couldn't. My family, man, you walking up in there with that. Well, you ought to be shamed. What?
What the hell that you got on? Get that off.
You know what? 5 trophies. 5. All right. Bro, hey, look here, man. You been talking about the 5 trophies. What administration was in office at that time? Man, get up off that. And these are Raider fans in my family, right? I said, man, look, you got 3 trophies, son. Don't talk to me. You ain't on my level. Oh, holidays are just terrible around my family as far as, man, there's too many football people. I got a Kansas City Chiefs fans in my family, Cowboys fans, and Raiders, and a Viking fan.
And Rumbo, just think about it. The losses that we had. What if we did turn those into wins? We'll be sitting at 8 Super Bowls. Right?
I know, right?
And we'll be leading. And we'll be leading the league. And nobody can shut us up. Can nobody shut us up?
No.
10 Super Bowls.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I just want 7. Just give me those 2 we just lost. I'll even let Harbaugh slide. 7.
Yeah.
And we'd be on top of the heap. Damn it.
Yeah.
This year.
And the thing about it, Rumbo, those Super Bowl losses, they were not blowouts. They were winnable games.
That never happens.
We led all of them.
It's always us. Brian, we got to go, though. We're on the clock. It's getting later. We'll make everybody wait. But listen, I'll be back Friday. You know this. And looking for you. All right?
All right, Ronbo. Until then, shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful. Shout out to production. The law is out.
He is. Brian off. Night, fam.
All right. See you, Ronbo.
All right. We got here the big show. The narrative is not true of returning to the dark ages of Kelly and Tom Sula. Again, they were not serious answers to coach. They were Band-Aids. Yeah, but show this. The process, the segue is not going to be just go from championship caliber football immediately to championship caliber football. There's no telling what's going to happen there. See, that's my problem right there. I'm still traumatized from that and don't want to see it again. My God, that was vicious. Steven! So thanks for the contribution. Hey, man, I'm sitting there, man. I came in tonight, talk about how much I love me some Brock Purdy, and we ended up making me feel miserable and worried. The B-Ham came in and talked about the Madden curse. I thought we were over that. And now we're back on the offensive line. We have got to stop gravitating toward the misery of being a 49er fan. Steven, you know who I'm talking to Steven, though, is getting rid of Debo. Steven, touch upon whatever you want to. Remember, though, if you say something nice about Brock Purdy, it would be appreciated. And also, John Lynch's defensive collection of players, is that going to get the job done? Give him some grades.
Honestly, Rumble, I think offensively the Niners are a little bit better, especially on special teams, simply because of the fact that we got rid of a lot of liabilities that wouldn't do the job correctly. That being, Ray McCloud. I swear, of all players, I mean, he's done it twice. He's burned the Niners twice on really crucial plays, and once as a slot wide receiver, and a second time in the Super Bowl by just not falling on the fucking ball. He wants to be a hero. And don't get me wrong, he's fast. He's Ray McCloud for all intents and purposes. He is extremely fast. He can get open. He can do a lot of things. The problem is though is that he's just not good. He's kind of like Willie Snead. Willie Snead was another liability.
Willie's worse. Yeah. But judgment. You got to make good judgment calls. You have to have good football sense on those particular. You got split second thinking. Okay, I can pick this up and I can run. No, you can't. They're right there. Ray.
Football sense, Ronbo. I think it's just common sense.
And then
you gotta have common sense.
Yeah.
You got 5 200-pound men coming at you. You only got one person helping you. Man, I'm gonna just fall on the ball. I'm not even gonna try to run it.
And hope you survive.
There's no point.
Yeah, because they're gonna come down when you go down to that ball. They're coming down there with you, and they're gonna hit, and they're gonna do everything they can to maim, cripple, and get that ball out of your hands. Okay, so this is a sign moment, but you run with the ball, they're gonna knock you in the next week like they did. Pick up the ball, and the game's gonna be over. That's your options. That's all there is. That's it. Damn it.
And also, the reason why I think we're better, too, is because, we fortified that offensive line. I know everyone says, rookies never do good in the beginning. I beg to differ. Rashawn Slater played as a rookie, did phenomenally well. Panay Sewell played as a rookie, did phenomenally well. The only
highest paid offensive lineman in the league now.
Yeah, now they're top 2. Now look at, I'll be real with you. The only person I think that was probably the biggest dud of all was the Raiders' Alex Leatherwood. Or I think that's his name. I know his last name is Leatherwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like this.
Where is he now?
I think he's out. I think he's gone. Nobody knows.
First round pick.
But we just thought it was a big flop. And unfortunately, the Niners had 2 chances to pick up both of those linemen, Panay Sewell and Rashawn Slater, but we passed. So that kind of, did us in right there. However, we did recover with Aaron Banks. So,
1 year of training. Okay. You got to
take your beatings on all sides.
Yeah.
And Alex Leatherwood is from good old Alabama.
There we go.
Is he from Bama too? Is he from the Bama program? The Bama program is not perfect, is it? Wow. Because I'm still waiting for Latu to show me something.
But, I mean, defensively, I think without Dre Greenlaw, I think it's kind of dropped down a peg only because he is that fire. He is what keeps Fred Warner looking good. He is that middle that we need. And I think a lot of people didn't really understand that because we were always gravitated towards Fred and what he could do.
Yeah.
But no one really understood, like, without Dre, Fred is not Fred.
No, not in the same. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the best man in arms that Fred could have. I mean, whoa. He outplayed Fred on many a games, too.
Exactly. It's crazy, too, Romo, because, like I said, we as fans, we knew Dre's was good, but we didn't think he was that good. Like, I can collectively say, like, I knew he was special, but damn, like,
not like
losing him is what cost us a Super Bowl.
Remember, he came in hurt, though. You're talking about when he immediately first came to the team? Remember, he was a good sideline-to-sideline pursuer. Running chase, he was great. But I thought he was just that. As far as pursuit goes, you're not going to get away from Dre Greenlaw. I didn't know that he could be an enforcer. Greenlaw hit some guys that must be still feeling it. And he's got that attitude, too, where he doesn't care about the penalty. He's going to let it be known that I'm here to set the tone. You run through here, and you'll have to get by me. And that may not be in your best interest. I love that.
He's our
God, I love that kind of football. Woo!
So without Greenlaw, I mean, it's going to suck because we're probably going to get him in like maybe game 3 or 4.
You think
hopefully.
So? That soon?
But
I hope.
I think so. If he's getting rehabilitated really well, I think he'll come back in game 3 or 4.
Remember, that was a Super Bowl we were talking about. That was recently, though, Steven. And they're already talking about that Kirk Cousins may not be back as soon as he wanted to.
Yeah, but Ronbo, Kirk Cousins is what?
He's an older man, and he's not even.
Come on.
But I'm just saying, Achilles are a bad injury. I just hate that.
Yeah, but I mean, you also got to look at Kobe. Kobe tore his Achilles and still finished the game.
Yeah, but
Kobe also
you talking about Kobe
back.
Bryant? Kobe Bryant was not human. God, the only thing that could take him out was that accident. But Kobe Bryant his training regimen. Oh man, I read about that. I said, damn, how was he not throwing up dry heaves?
As a Kings fan, I hated Kobe growing up. I hated Kobe. But it's just
the original.
You were too damn good.
Yeah.
But all in all, Ronbo, I really think we're going to be okay. Defense is going to be a little iffy only because we don't have Dre. But we're getting Hufanga back, which is kind of nice. We have Jair Brown, which is also nice. Gibson finally retired, which I'm happy about.
He made it official?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
I heard the 49ers are still calling him. Yeah.
But
I heard about Devondre, though. A lot of Packers fans are delighted he left. Devondre Campbell. I read Packer fans are delighted he left. I said, why would you be that? If Greenlaw was leaving, I would not be delighted.
Romo, they also think that Drew Love is the next coming of Aaron Rodgers. So, he's not. And Drew Love is good in spurts because the league never really got any official tape on him. That's why he did so well.
You think so?
It's just like the whole rookie. Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So. Because look at what happened with, what was it? Trevor Lawrence. Everyone thought he was going to be the best thing since sliced bread. No one had any tape on him. He was doing really good. And then all of a sudden, second season comes and he's absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
So,
hey, then what can we expect from CJ, do you think, over in Texas?
Ooh, I don't know. CJ, here's the problem, Ronbo. CJ, I would say he's one of those rare breeds where...
Scared me that. CJ, go ahead.
CJ is just one of those rare breeds where I don't know if he's going to be, bad. I think the NFL is waiting to see what kind of tapes they can get on him. They already have it, I should say. But it's D'Amico's choice on what plays to call or if he's going to let CJ do audibles and let CJ take control.
I can't imagine letting them audible yet. But yeah, maybe. If trust him.
Because look at the Eagles. We got tape on the Eagles in the tush push, and we exposed them. Nobody knew. It's always, if you find something that works, it'll only work for as long as it can, and once it's over for good. And the Niners were the first ones to figure it out and put the dagger in it, and the league just came in and swooped on it.
And Jalen got a little exposed last year too. His leg was hurt. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till I pass final judgment on him, but I can't wait to see him this year because he was the glory boy the year before. Everything he did was just golden. I was saying, oh God, all right.
And then Ronbo, I expect Brock Purdy to do absolutely well. The weapons he has now, I think we're going to have an explosive offense, which is exciting to see. The Madden curse, the only curse I could think of for the 49ers is McCaffrey, which I'm hoping he doesn't get injured. However, if knock on some wood, please God, don't let that happen. But Brock Purdy, for what it is, I think his strength is back. I think his strength is even better than before. Now the league kind of gets a taste. They already had a feel for Brock Purdy because he came in kind of mid-season the first time he started, and then he did the entire whole season, and now he's going into his third season. I would even say technically his third season as the starting quarterback. So if the league can't figure out what to do to stop him or what he's thinking or what he sees in downfield, then there's no stopping this kid.
Right.
That's it.
Some quarterbacks you can get all the tape you want. It's not going to make you be able to stop any better. Yet what you need to do is you got to stop the coach. And that's why I like Kyle Shanahan. It's kind of hard to stop him. Kyle Shanahan, as soon as he thinks you've figured out what he's doing, he'll go another direction on you. Because rarely do you see the 49ers completely stymied. That 3rd and 13 wasn't completely his fault. There were some people who weren't executing out there as well. But that Chiefs defense fooled me. They weren't that bad, Steven. But they still should have got beat.
They weren't that bad. They relied heavily on Chris Jones. And then I could say to
it's Chris Jones.
If I swear to God, Ronbo, if the Niners had taken Chris Jones out of the game,
still won that game.
The score would have been 32
if Feliciano stays in the game, we win.
Yeah,
because he almost got kicked off the team for calling up Burford the next day. The hell, man, you couldn't stop him. You can, Joe, I agree. Burford, this is the game of the year. Make the play of the year.
But you don't call him out. That's the problem. You don't call your boy out.
I know.
You don't. Because he's the one who's going to back you up at the end of the day. And if you can't back up your boy, then it's kind of wraps. That's how teams go.
I'm going to get a 6-pack of beer. I'm going to drive over to his house. I'm not going to loud talk him. I'm not going to put him on blast on social media. I'm not going to go and say, "Got time? I just want to talk to you for a minute." Listen, you know what? I was a little pissed off the other day, but I've gotten over it. But listen, we're gonna work hard in this offseason. We're not gonna let this happen again. What are you trying to say? I'm saying that play that Jones got past you. We could have won a Super Bowl on that. You come over my house to tell me this. I know we need to get this out in the open because I don't want to talk about this later. I can see me now. We'd be there arguing for about an hour, and he get pissed off because I'm stepping on his ego. But I'm mad as hell. I could have had a ring.
All he had to do, Ronbo, he could have just fell in front of Chris Jones and tripped him.
Anything.
Make it look like an accident. And it still would have been more than enough for us to win the game. I mean, really. And everyone says, Brock Purdy could have saw Ayuk. Problem is look at how long it takes for Ayuk to take someone out of the game. Look at how long it takes for him to break free. I love Ayuk just as much as the next person, but he's not quick on those shakes.
Well, the thing is,
it's just the way it is.
The way the play, Ayuk might have been open earlier. The play, the way it worked out is it just the nearest shot was right there. JJ was right there. He was right there. Anyway, Steve, we got to go. We got to go. Wait, Friday, let's do this again. Continue right where we left off because we always do. No matter what something I bring in, we always go the same way. We're all pissed off about what happened that glorious day. Anyway. Right.
We could have had it all, but it is what it is.
We'll never forget this, Stephen. We'll carry this to our graves. We could have won in 2020.
Only way we can come back, Ronbo, is if we win the whole thing. That's the only way we shut up the haters for the next 20 years. I don't care if we don't win a Super Bowl after. I'm okay with getting that one just to shut everybody up.
Yes. All right. All right, Stephen. Give my best. The Scarlet. You notice I got it right? Scarlet and Roman and Mrs. Stephen. I'll see you Friday.
I'll see you Friday, Ronbo. You have a good night.
You too. We're never gonna get over it, fam. We're scarred for life. You know that, don't you? We're never. You can't lose a Super Bowl like that, like we did. Totally preventable. From the blue waters of Hawaii, it is my dude Tony Nagatani. Tony, who's seen his share of hula dancing. One of the things that I want to do.
Oh, no, I was doing the hula this weekend at my high school alumni luau. It was pretty fun.
All right.
Anyway.
Oh, a luau, but you put the whole pig in the ground and everything?
Yeah, no, it was my school is a little different, but all the alumni every 5 years come back, so it's
that's a
but
great
yeah,
thing.
it was the
25 years.
25th reunion for us. Yeah.
All right. We had a good time. All right.
Oh yeah. But Ronbo, you were talking about where the team has improved and where the team hasn't improved, and trying to give grades. We've been talking a little bit over the past couple of days about the defensive line because of the ability to stop the run. And so I tried to look a little bit more deeply in terms of who the Niners lost and who the Niners gained. And I compared that with their run defense and pass defense, or pass rush, run defense and pass rush grades from PFF. And I looked at it on a game-by-game basis. So when I looked at those numbers, I was actually very pleasantly surprised. And I'm kind of excited because of these additions. And actually, if we look at it this way, in the aggregate, the 49ers are actually better at both rushing the passer and defending the run than they were, that is for the defensive line, than they were last year. So basically what I'm looking at so we lost Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, Kerry Hyder, who barely played, and Chase Young, right? And we gained Malik Collins, Jordan Elliott, Yetur Gross-Matos, and Leonard Floyd, okay? So when you look at those numbers, out of those games, for the players who we lost, essentially, I got to do the math really quickly here, but 17, 19, so there's 20, and let me just also back this up by saying I looked at the game-by-game scores and gave them a thumbs up for any game they had been graded over 60 in their rush defense or pass defense, which is PFF is difficult to get over 60, or it's difficult. 60 is solid, is a solid performance. Okay, so between Armstead, Kinlaw, Hyder, and Chase Young, right, we have 27 games where those four players combine for an over 60 PFF score, okay? When you look at Collins, Elliott, Gross-Matos, and Floyd, that we have 32 games that they combine for an over 60 PFF run defense score. So again, that's a dramatic improvement in run defense. And if we look at the pass rush scores, between Armstead, Kinlaw, Hyder, and Young, we have 27 games of pass rush scores above 60 versus Collins, Elliott, Gross-Matos, and Floyd with 35 games of over 60 pass rush scores. Now, these are not exact comparisons because of injury, because of, potentially small sample sizes yielding these scores in games. But when you look at the teams that our new players are coming from, being Houston, Cleveland, Carolina, and Buffalo, and those are teams that have, Houston was playing with that rookie edge defender who they drafted number 2 overall, right? Cleveland, of course, has Myles Garrett. Carolina had Brian Burns, and Buffalo, who was the Buffalo edge defender last year? I guess it was... because
from Denver. Just because he never played. Mr. All World was out most of the season. Did he ever play at all last year?
He might have been hurt. He might have been hurt. But Buffalo had issues on their defense last year because they kind of just came apart at the seams, I thought. But anyway, I'm looking at these teams and I'm seeing good parallels in terms of like talent surrounding them compared to what the 49ers have. And actually, I think the 49ers are a little bit better between both Javon Hargrave and Nick Bosa. So my point being, I actually think the Niners are going to have an improved defensive line than they did last year, even though we lost Eric Armstead. And, mainly it's because Eric Armstead was hurt for so long, and he wasn't performing like, he wasn't performing like we're accustomed to. So I don't know. I'd say if we gave that defensive line last season, and I'm going to give them a B- for last season, I think we'll be looking at a B+ defensive line this season. So, I'm kind of excited about that.
And from your numbers, Tony, I can see where you're coming from. I like the sound of that, because I was going to ask you, those numbers, are you reading them as week to week to week, as you were pointing out weeks? Was there a point where a decline took place or a sudden dip? Because I don't remember us looking that bad in the run until towards the end of the season.
Well, I didn't do an analysis on our guys because I was just looking at what are we losing. But I will say,
okay.
Exactly. Well, Hargrave had a quiet season, but it was actually still pretty strong. I just deleted his numbers, but
no, I was actually talking about Kinlaw as well. Kinlaw not
had a good
as
season,
bad
actually.
as people tried to say. I thought Kinlaw had a pretty good season. I thought the 49ers might consider re-signing him. I agree.
I wish they had extended him. I actually, if we had Javon Kinlaw and then still picked up all the guys who we picked up, that would be a very formidable defensive line. Because Kinlaw actually, out of all those players, I'm counting Chase Young in there too. Kinlaw actually, I think, is a bigger loss for the Niners than Eric Armstead in terms of like actual play, in terms of impactful snaps, which is kind of saying something. But all in all, Ronbo, I'm intrigued because now we have a lot more defensive backs, so we're going to be able to cover better. And with these new defensive linemen who are on a performance basis, from an analytics performance basis, actually picking up ground against what we had last year, the defense, for more than just getting rid of Steve Wilkes, I think the defense might actually be surprisingly improved. And to go along with the offense, I don't know, Ronbo. Like maybe I'm just confirmation bias on this, but I'm starting to feel a little bit more hopeful. So I don't know, Ronbo. What do you think about all that?
You give reflect upon the talents of those players you got, and the ones that we're talking about that were every guy you mentioned pretty much on the 49ers squad from last year was either hurt, missing a lot of games, or when he did play, he was playing hurt and he was underperforming. So therefore, if you get these guys that we're talking about now, what we got on the team now, there should be a difference, and it should be positive. There's no questioning that. So I like it.
Yeah, and the other thing, motor is not an issue with any of the guys that they brought in. I think they learned their lesson unfortunately from Chase Young, because man, there were some games where Chase Young, that Jacksonville game, that was such a tease because he looked so good in that Jacksonville game, but then it went away. So I don't think any of the guys they brought in are going to have those same motor issues as Chase Young had.
Tony, Chase never had that problem when he was in Washington. We found out he was hurt at the end of the season. He was trying to play through that without saying anything. I think he really would have appreciated staying with the 49ers. I kind of think he did the best he could. I'm like that, But I really don't think he's a better football player than that.
I think he's a better football player than that too. And here's the thing, though. If you're going to do that, then you should say, knowing that his deal was running out, you should have told the team to sign a 1-year prove-it deal to get to play opposite Nick Bosa again and see what he could do with a full offseason and a full rehab, Right? So, but he didn't. So I forget where he landed, but it's. I think he
land.
Yeah.
I'll look that up later.
Yeah. He seems to me to be Jadeveon Clowney 2.0. A guy who will show streaks.
God, that's right. What a terrible comparison. Clowney's been on every team in the league, hasn't he? Except for ours.
Yeah. Well, and he plays his best games against us and then goes to sleep. It's kind of funny.
It is strange. I hate him.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy. But yeah, Ronbo,
Tony, I love And the numbers show
Feeling
that there is nothing to worry about, actually.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and the 49ers crunched those same numbers you're talking about, most likely, and came up with the conclusions they did because they really like. How do you pronounce his name? Is it Eater? How do you pronounce
Itur
his name?
Gross Matos.
Itur.
Gross
Okay.
Matos. Yeah.
Where's that name from?
You know what? I really don't know. I
gotta
really
look
don't
that
know.
up.
I can look that up later on, but I had no idea. You know, and the other thing about the new players that came in, they played very well against good opponents. I believe, like for instance, like Malik Collins' best game was against Cincinnati, for instance. And you know, there were other instances with the 4 new guys where they played well against more difficult matchups. So I don't know. I'm seeing good things is all I'm saying, Rob. I'm seeing good things.
And I like that too because it's motivational. That means they get up for the games they should be getting up for. Tony, wonderful, wonderful stuff. I love that. You know, the numbers don't lie. That's what I like the best. But Tony, listen, as I always say, Tony, please, can we see you Friday?
I will do my best, Ronbo. My fiance is out of town, so maybe. We'll see.
Tony went ahead and admitted it. A lot of us have the same problem. We don't tell anybody.
You know how it is,
Tony,
Ronbo.
well, exactly. Okay. We'll see you Friday, hopefully.
Aloha, Ronbo.
Aloha, Tony. Oh, God, hilarious. Legit. I haven't seen this name in a long time. I remember it, though. But what do I remember about it? Legit?
Can you hear me, Rumble?
I can hear you. Yeah, come on in.
Yeah, this is legit, like Lou Armstrong. Legit.
I like it. Legit, as in Louis Armstrong, Louis. Legit, good to hear from you. We've talked before, though. I remember your name.
Yeah.
But we haven't talked in a long time. Right?
I called on like on occasions.
Okay.
And today I said, let me talk to Rambo.
Oh,
or Rambo, so I could get juiced.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I've already gotten carried away with Brock Purdy. I made him like the next best thing since sliced bread. You know. But am I far off on that? I've been watching him in practice, and some of the film clips are like, whoa, hey Brock, you've been practicing? I mean, because he looks different. And I'm looking forward to his chemistry he's going to build with the guys, and he's not hurt. He hasn't been hurt, and all he's had to do was work on his game. I think we got something special coming up this year, Luja. And then Tony just broke it down, and there's good reason for John Lynch to feel good about his defense and how they collect players. And Luja, also the conversation about this is all to be tied together about my thinking. I don't want to see Lynch and Shanahan leave and bring somebody in here that I got to wait and see if he's going to be okay. Legit, you're feeling on all these things. What are you thinking?
Well, I think that I heard this report that Shanahan has a really good results when he has his first play scripted at the beginning of the game.
Wait, when he has what? His first what?
When he has his first possession scripted out at the beginning of the game.
Oh yeah, we've seen that. That's nothing to prove.
So he gets really good results. Yeah, he gets good results that way. But I heard somebody say that where he needs to do the same thing is to have the play scripted to finish the game. He needs to have like a script at
the end. Amen. Whoever said that, amen to that. You know, you're right. Kyle said,
yeah, because
we almost assume they're going to score on the first possession of the game. But they do it quickly, too. Boom, boom, boom. Touchdown, 49ers. The 49ers have won 7 consecutive games scoring on the first possession of the game. I mean, you're sitting there thinking, we knew it was coming, baby. But what about the fourth quarter? Well, that's a different story. No! See,
good
point.
Yeah, see, and because like I said, I have mixed feelings about him because I know he has good play calling, but I wish he would just like finish. So when we get to the Super Bowl again, he needs to look at that helmet, and he needs to see how the helmet looks and the letters on there. It says SF,
Yeah.
He needs to do really good from start to finish.
Legit, you got a lot of goodies tonight, don't you? I like the way you tied that together. Exactly right. Start to finish, Kyle.
Yeah, so when he needs to look at that helmet and he needs to look at it and say, man, this is a Super Bowl. I got to start good and I got to finish good. And then the other part is that, the Purdy, the Purdy's an actual football player, so he understands how to get the ball to the players. So what I remember from Bill Walsh and other coaches is that you don't want to run McCaffrey down to the ground too many times. I know he's really good.
They've actually said something about that already. They are going to monitor his usage this year. I don't know what they mean by that. I thought Kyle said that last year as well. But this year, maybe we'll see a little different treatment of Christian McCaffrey.
See, I'm old school, Ronbo, and I remember that I would watch Bill Walsh, and then like one game, Jerry Rice went crazy, or Roger Craig, or somebody went crazy, and they did really well on the game. And then next week, the opposing team was probably thinking, "Oh man, Jerry Rice went crazy last week.
Yeah,
let's key on him." But then what Bill Walsh would do is that he would use Rice just like as decoy, and then he'll feed John Taylor and highlight him like for about 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Wait a minute, it's John Taylor."
Yeah.
So then he had them on their heels, and then when they made the adjustment, then he went back to Jerry Rice.
He played him a bunch of suckers. Yeah, that's what Joe Montana used to say.
Shanahan,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Shanahan, what he does is he says, "This is my game plan, and I'm going to follow it through the whole day." He needs to understand that there's the psychological, strategic part of messing with people's brain. That they do that in boxing, they do that in chess, they do that in
every game where
we every
strategy.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. You just can't come up there and say, "This is the way I coach." Okay, we love that. We love it. But you have to be a little bit strategic, and you got to fool them a little bit. And I think that little part right there, I think he could get over the hump there.
Well, he has the wherewithal to do it. Shanahan's a very brilliant mind, and I think there are times when he does pull a rabbit out of his hat, but he doesn't do it often enough. When you see Kyle Shanahan all of a sudden in the middle of a game, he does that maybe 2 or 3 times a year. You'll see him pull a trick or gadget play out. That play in the Super Bowl to JJ to pass that ball across the field to what? Oh my God, it worked. Kyle, you've got a lot of these kind of tricks. There's other things I've seen you do that shocked me as well. Why don't you do those every now and then? And that way the defense will always be sitting on its heels, not knowing what you're possibly going to do. He won't do it. He does remain a little too conservative sometimes.
Yeah, there's something about his personality. I can't figure him out because, like I said, he sometimes he tricks me because I say, "Well, that's a really good play," but then I think the key thing is that he's not consistent, and he needs that last killer instinct at the end where, like, we got him down. Let's just get him down all the way through, and then you can shake their hand at the end and say, "Good game. I didn't mean to run the score up on you, but I had to win, and good game." It's like there's something there. I just can't pinpoint why he doesn't do that.
He's shell-shocked, legit. Here's a guy that's been to 3 Super Bowls that we know of. He's been to 3 Super Bowls, right? He went to 1 in Atlanta, and he's went to 2 in San Francisco. The man's nerves are shot. I don't care what his face looks like. Kyle looks calm sometimes. He gets pissed off with the refs a lot. But he is so afraid of pushing the wrong button now that these things are going to occur. But you notice how he got mad? When Steve Wilkes called for that blitz at that wrong time, he's on cover 0, right? And every one of us watching, oh my friggin' God. And Kyle standing coming, no. What? Kyle, but you could have went over and told him, because he's right down the line, You'd have to make a grandstand call like that and say, no timeout. I said, wow. And he called it off. Kyle knows good football versus bad football. The guy knows as much about defense as he does offense. This is what makes him a very smart person on how to know how to design an offense as well. He doesn't get enough credit for that. But he does need to assert himself and apply himself in situations where he doesn't sometimes. And that's the only thing that bothers me. I said, Kyle, you know better. You could have done better. And later on, he'll admit to it on occasion, and on a very rare occasion, because Kyle never says, I'm wrong. You won't see, he won't do this, though. But there are times when he knows.
And he needs to really acknowledge the fact that all because there's criticism that's not well placed out there. But then there's criticism that's constructive criticism.
Sure.
I think he looks at them both the same, and he doesn't want to accept certain things that people are telling him, and they're not doing it to be malicious with them. They're saying you're missing this part. It doesn't matter if you're 30 or 40 or 50 or 80 years old, you could still grow. He's stubborn, and he says, this is my game plan. I'm going to stick to it. And he's used that formula. How many times are you going to use the same formula, and it's not going to work? So you need to make just a quick adjustment. And if he incorporates another part of his personality, which is just to be super aggressive at the end, he's almost there, because he's going to be the bridesmaid again.
I know.
The bridesmaid is not a good position there. So it's like, man, come on, man.
His ego is a problem. If he has a flaw, that's it. Because the fact of the matter is, if a play does go south and Kyle, he'll come back to the press media. Instead of just getting back with the player later on, well, that's not the play I called. But it was effective. It worked, and I have to respect that. But Kyle, you was that necessary? You didn't call the play. So Brock throws the ball in the back of the end zone to George Kittle, but you mentioned the fact that JJ was standing on the line of scrimmage just opposite side. I said, what is wrong with you, Kyle? Grow the frick up. You're a grown-ass man. You're a professional, top of your field. You could be considered a savant of what you do. But man up, man. Let your quarterback have some glory.
I think he needs to do that, and he needs to not be. He needs to let his players just have fun playing football, because the type of talent that we have.
Yes.
I like to see some players have a little pizzazz, a little bit of like shake and bake. Obviously run the patterns really good, but there's a lot of plays out there that are underutilized.
Mm-hmm.
That if you just give him a little bit of chance, you might discover something. But he sticks to the same main players. And earlier, a lot of callers were talking about how people get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that Bill Walsh used to do, is that in 1 week your superstars did really well, and then let's say you were going to play a so-so team the following week, and all games are important, but let's say this game wasn't as important. Strategically, that could be a good game where your superstars might only play a couple of quarters, not because you want to just take place for them, because you want to conserve them for the long run, and then you're giving the other players some chance to develop, and you might discover another gem. And he doesn't do that either. He just uses the same ones over and over.
And Lucha, we got to pull up, but you know what? That's such a good point, and I don't know if Kyle's ego will ever let him deviate from what his thoughts are all the time, because he believes himself, and I like that about him. He's confident. But for the love of God, man, Brock Purdy is capable. I can tell already that he has the right mind. Let him audible. He knows your system. Let him manipulate it. See if he can do it. Let's try it. That's all I ask. Just trust issues. Put him away for a minute. Listen, hey.
And then the last thing, Ronbo, I know we got to go, is that when they drafted Ricky Pearsall, when Shanahan said that, it reminded me of him. I was like, that's crazy. Well, why did you say that? That's retarded. We don't want a receiver that runs like you. We want somebody that runs like Jerry Rice or something. But anyways, Ronbo, a pleasure talking to you. I hope everything's good. And a shout out to everybody out there, and I hope everybody's good.
I'll tell you what, I look forward to hearing from you. I'll be back Friday if you got time. All right, just to let you know now.
Yeah, I'll sneak in there.
All right.
Okay.
Night,
okay. All right. You have a good night, man. Have a good night.
Thanks, man. Yeah, Shannon. He always leaves impressions, doesn't he? And a lot of them are questionable, but I still believe in this guy. Yeah, I know he can do it. Yeah. Oh, Ellis. You, Ellis.
Ron Bizzle.
Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We're shaking.
We're sitting there and we're going over some of the things that we end up and show's always the guy that ignites it. I like to blame show for these. We get off topic and start talking about everything, which is a good thing actually because it's more fun. Show, I love you, man. And I know JJ does. That's why he's always interrupting you. Ellis, Brock Purdy, I'm praising him like he's the next second coming of fill in the blank. And this is another thing you connect with Kyle Shanahan with his overbearing, overcoaching, stop mothering the players, tell them what to do and let them go out there and make some decisions on their own, which will help them grow, and you might be better off. And also, Tony just pointed out some numbers. The defense, I was when John Lynch speaks, like a politician, John Lynch gets up there with a big smile and says, I feel really good about what we did this year, and we came to consensus conclusions on a lot of things, and blah, blah, blah. John is really, I'd vote for him. Because he'd have me so full with his demeanor. But Ellis, what are you thinking? Ellis? I was probably waiting as long as his battery may have ran out. Ellis! Ellis? Right. Or maybe every now and then people hit a button on their phone and then they can't find their way back in. Oh, Ellis. Okay, that's a fake Rudy. That's the one. I want you to get rid of that fake Rudy too, because he's just raising havoc. He's not talking football. 49er Brian, come on in, man.
Hallelujah. Hey, is the negative hour over now? I make things more positive in here.
Of course you can, Brian. Get in here, man.
Hey, man. Kyle's still the fourth best coach in the league, chumps. What do you think of that? Yeah.
I'm not starting over. I can't stand it. I can't handle what we went through after Harbaugh left. I don't want to see that again in my lifetime. That was just, my God, that was terrible.
I'm tired of this narrative, Ronbo, that we're in cap hell. We're just doomed. Brock Purdy's going to bankrupt us. Oh, it's so terrible.
Yeah, because when the 49ers talk about it, they sound delighted. Remember, John Lynch said, no, we're delighted with that we have to pay him. But John's talking about, I'm glad he's good enough that we have to pay him.
Yeah. Well, don't the Niners always just handle everything in a professional manner when it comes to money eventually? I mean, when was the last
a lot of people don't want to
money
admit it,
issue?
but it looks that way. I'm sure. I actually think that we're going to sign Brandon, but they're going to do it under. 49ers want it under their terms, not what's going to really hurt the team. I don't know if that's a bad thing. You can't say yes to everybody who wants huge money.
No, and I have to agree with my friend Michael. We need to have Big Show hand out all that money to BA when he gets signed and just let it stack up and make it rain for BA.
Mm-hmm.
Big Show, we need you to do that. We just want you to appreciate the signing of BA when it comes your way there, buddy.
I can't.
Just letting you know.
Show me if that happens. I can't wait. He'll come in too. He's not like that. If he comes in, he'll say, I can tell you what he's going to say right now, Brian. Okay, well, we signed Brandon.
Yeah, he's going to say, keep his name out of my mouth, and I ain't going to stop.
No, he won't say that. He'll say, I don't know if it's the best interest of the team. And some of you may be apologizing about this to me later on. Because Show's going to say he was right. Because Show,
I love that little
my boy
laugh.
Show, he's always got that indignant demeanor about him when he's talking about when he knows he's right. But he's got me on that a couple of occasions. So I actually respect Big Show, but I can't wait till he's wrong.
I respect him. I respect him to a point, Rombo, and the point is when the voice starts getting whinier and whinier, it just doesn't stop. And then he's like, "Okay, bye everybody, love you, fam, bye."
Well, right. Okay, he's really passionate about the team, though. Big Show, Big Show's right on the edge.
Know.
I mean, Big Show's a millennial.
Big Show, shout out to you, buddy. It brings up interesting debate. It sure does.
It does. And he's not all wrong just yet. We've got to wait. And I can't wait. I can't wait till the end. We find out. Big Show. I can see Brandon Ayuk with that big feather up and that big picture smiling. Big Show. I'm gonna put Brandon Ayuk here and Big Show's favorite signing of the 2024 season.
And Big Show, I know you're hurting inside because you've never seen the Niners win, but I've seen them win 5 times, baby. And you can be as
nice.
negative
Don't be mean. Then Jalen's on the same boat. They're both suffering.
Oh, cry me a river. Cry me a river. I've been a 49er fan for 45 years. It's never going to stop.
Here's the thing.
I'm not going to hate on my team or my coach.
No,
sorry.
And
I don't live in La La Land, Big Show. I live in Montana, one of the most beautiful states in the nation.
That's true. I've been
Come
through there.
visit me.
Between
Come
Montana
to my house,
and New Mexico.
Here.
Oh, that's beautiful country. But
man, I love it here. But I do miss California. I just don't miss what's down in California.
Hey, but I tell you what, Brian, you know what? Montana, every now and then I read the weather forecast in the winter months, and that one report, beef dying on the hoof. What? What does that mean? They couldn't get that cattle into a shelter or anything? What's the temperature? Wind chill factors below 45. What?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, it's
Ow!
Ronbo, it's cold.
God, that's cold.
And the lakes never warm up here. It's always like frigid water. It's cold. Yeah.
I bet you, hey, that means
Ronbo, we just had a snowstorm like 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
And it's June or May,
But you know what? Is there great salmon fishing out in that area?
More into Idaho, where they swim up.
Because I know I know those.
I love that.
Those cold water areas. It seems those salmon are huge, and they're just dumping through there.
Yeah.
I'll
have to
take a picture. You fish much? Because you got to get off for outdoor sports out there, Brian.
Yeah. So there's this town in Idaho called Kuski, Idaho. Yeah. That's where the salmon run through.
Oh.
And that is amazing fishing.
But you
got
but Brian, do you have to be careful of the bears? Because I know they're out there. Anybody that's running, they are too.
There's not a lot of bears in this area, so we're pretty safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we go out paddle fishing. A place called Fort.
Water rafting.
A little bit. Yeah, I do some of that.
Yeah, I've done that once. I'm not doing it again. Yeah,
the
we
big
didn't survive.
thing here in Montana is getting in an inner tube and just floating the river.
Yeah, that's
in an inner tube.
I like a challenge. I whitewater rafting one time, and I remember we were coming down through that stretch so hard. I seen those rocks. I said, "We're gonna get through that." No, we exploded in the air like a stick of dynamite. And that water, I remember the rocks. Oh my God! I got up. I said, "Guys, I'm gonna go up to the road and get a ride back." Yes. This is ridiculous.
That sounds awesome, man. But if Big Show comes up to Montana, I'll make sure he has his little blow-up things on his arms so he floats really good. Those little floater things you put on your arms. I'll make sure I'll hook you up, Big Show.
You're antagonizing him. He's going to be back in here, and he's going to get you, Brian. You know that, don't you?
I'm ready for it. I love the man. I have a thick skin,
Well, yeah.
So, hey. But, hey, thank you for getting that fake Ramillia out of here. That was awesome. That made my night.
No, him and the fake Chris Hansen, they both do the same stupid things. They make it clear that they're not the original.
Calling my queen in the chat Nikita names, that ain't cool, man. You don't pick on my women in the chat.
It's just as if they're looking to be thrown out. I don't understand that. Why do you come in here just to get thrown out? You don't have anything else to do? My God, what a mediocre existence.
Trolls, Rombo.
Yeah.
But hey, I know we should talk football, but
No, but Brian, we're out of time now. We already had fun talking everything else. I love it.
Hey.
let me see you Friday, Brian. And Big Show with love. Yeah, I'm gonna see you Friday. All right.
Okay. All right. I love all you guys. Big Show. Love you too, baby. See you later.
Jesus Christ. Night, Brian.
Bye-bye.
Hey, is Ellis back on the line? Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Ellis.
My phone died, man. I was trying to get it on the charger.
I was thinking that sounds like a battery death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fam.
Power off.
Yeah, don't you love that? Usually your phone gives just enough power to let you know you're off. Oh, thank you. And then you try to, and if you got an iPhone, Siri, can you help me? I know there's no power, but okay, thank you.
Right.
But Ellis,
useless.
As I was telling you, I was screaming and hollering about Brock, and I'm loving when I can't wait till the season starts. I can't wait to see what he looks like. I can't wait to see if Ricky Pearsall is all he looks like in practice, but I know it's asking too much, but I know everybody else out there. But I do need Brandon Ayuk. There are those who really don't. You know how we do. Ellis, we all know people. Man, bleep Brandon Ayuk. You don't want to play for this team and get the hell up out of here. I said, look, man, you need to calm down. You need Brandon Ayuk, man. He only gets 5 or 6 catches a day. Oh, I can't talk to people like that, but I want him back. You know, because Brock Purdy's going to shine this year. And the defense, Tony actually broke it down to, number by number as to what we can expect from that defense. I'm feeling better already. What are you thinking now?
As far as BA, it comes with the territory. We went through this last year with Nick Bosa. We went through it the year before with Debo.
Was that the outside?
Fred?
Was it Fred before that?
Yeah, Fred. Fred the year before that, and this comes with the territory, man. We should be used to this shit. So nobody should really be just overly stressed out about it
for the money. I know.
Because if you put each and every one in that same position, they're going to want their money too. And that's going to be priority, and whatever it takes, to get the leverage, whatever it takes to, get people to cave, in the line of business, that's what it is. Who's going to cave first?
Yep.
And, it's just what it is, man. So I'm not really tripping on it. I just want us to, I don't want it to be a distraction. And then, it doesn't happen. And then, it ends up being just an even more of a distraction, and we're drawing the wrong attention to ourselves, and we're too high caliber of a team. We're too high up on the totem pole to be having those kind of things go on, and then that's just going to be the center of attention, and it's going to take away from the overall conversation about the quality of our team and us being able to get through a season. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not looking to have that go on. So hopefully we can get to that number and move forward. We don't need BA being rusty or anything like that. So hopefully
this is worrying me the most.
Yeah, hopefully he's working his ass off, because if he has a delay in his in his
development,
his
that's
skill,
going to happen
when he comes
automatically
back
if
in.
he doesn't make it to training camp, fam. He's got to get out there, and he got to get that timing down. It takes him 2 or 3 weeks, even when the season starts, to get that timing exactly comfortable. So missing training camp, that sets him back like Debo. And you know how Debo looked when he came back after waiting out all season to get his bag? He's one of the worst football players on the team.
Yeah, man, and it, I just wish he could have maybe went about it in a way where it's like, hey, you know what, I'm still going to cut. Like, take the Fred Warner approach. Fred Warner was still coming and he was training. Is Fred like the only one that still actually was coming to training camp and still doing what he needed to do throughout the contract talks?
He is.
He got paid quicker. He got paid quicker than Nick. He got paid quicker than Debo, and he got paid quicker than Brandon Ayuk, because he just came to play. They're looking for character. So when these guys start thinking about, the money and all that other shit, think about, well, hey, you know what? I could probably get paid. Let me just set the stage and show my dedication to the team, and then the rest will fall into place. He probably could have got paid faster if he just showed his ass up, because that's going to show the team
that you're serious.
Go ahead.
But Ellis, the thing is, they worry about their thing is I ain't gonna get out here and get hurt and ain't gonna pay. Ellis, I bet you, if you went out there and it wasn't serious and you did get hurt, long as it's not an ACL or Achilles, I bet they would still give you a contract. I bet they would, because the 49ers, like you're saying, and he's showing a lot of character. He's here to show us he's a professional, and he's not going to let negotiations get in the way of playing football. I bet they do look at it that way.
That's why Fred got paid. You see, it didn't take that long to get Fred paid and get his contract. But it's there's the money difference. So there's a lot of things that you could factor in. It could be argued, but I'm just saying Fred is the only one that still came and participated in the voluntary the stuff that, hey, I'm just gonna keep coming to work. I don't know. He could make it easier on himself, or he can make it harder. It's gonna be really up to him. But in the meantime,
that front office doing that,
in the meantime, we got the benefits of Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing, the rookie guys coming and showing, getting the reps that they very much so needed. So that when it comes down to it, hey, if he is a little rusty, after the contract stuff goes on and shit like that, then hey, we got guys that are already ready to come in and play. And when you're ready, when you're on your, you're ready to get down and play at the level of which you are paid, then then he can get back in. He doesn't want to come in the doghouse. You already climbed your way out of the doghouse. Don't go back into the doghouse playing games and thinking, oh, I got paid and now I'm gonna take a season off type shit. Like, I want these guys, when they get paid, I want them to come in and play and ball. You should be playing even better than you did when you first came in, when you were hungry. See, it's a mentality thing.
They never do.
And I think Fred is the only one, even though there's been some things where we say, oh, well, Fred kind of, he has his moments. Fred can't play at 1,000% every snap, every single game.
True.
But Fred has been the most consistent paid player on this team that we have had.
That's right. I agree.
Out of everyone, Trent Williams, George Kittle, Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel, you go down the list. He's the only one who has played his ass off and not taking a season off or taking plays off and shit like that. If he has a miscue or misses a tackle, that's cool. That's what I'm saying. And he's been the most healthiest.
And he still wanted to play. I remember that.
Right. Yeah. It was something minor. I think he had the air knocked out of him or something, or maybe that was Dre. I don't know. One of the two.
It was a
we
leg
had that
injury,
scare,
but it was minor. But he came back a week or so.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I think I don't know. That might have been the same game. He might have even came back in.
Yeah, well, yeah.
When he was worried about that.
Yeah,
but
you can't knock the wind out of Fred, keep him out of a game. He'll be back in a few minutes.
I mean, so that's what I'm saying. If they could look at it from that perspective and say, I want to set the example and set the stage like Fred. I want to be in the company of like a Fred Warner. I get paid. I come in. I play my ass off. I'm not taking no days off. I'm gonna play even harder. I'm gonna get even better. Don't put a cap on yourself. Continue to elevate, and that's where the best comes in. That's where the greatest of all time players, come into play. Look at Christian McCaffrey. You know what I mean? He's been in the league all these years, and he still trains harder than he probably trains harder than almost everybody in the NFL. You know what I mean?
I agree.
When you look at him, and then so I don't know, man. I just don't. When he does get paid, I'm not gonna say just don't come in here, thinking like, don't take days off, don't take the breaks off of wanting to become a bear. Because if you want Justin Jefferson money, or you see yourself in the company of Jamar Chases and Justin Jeffersons and Stephon Diggs and all these other guys, you have more work to do.
And make
yes, he can block. Yeah. That's where you don't look. You don't ask for your respect. You take it.
Yeah.
I'm snatching my respect. You know what I'm saying? You're going to give it to me because I'm going to show y'all, that's where the greats are at, man. So, hopefully he'll get to that stage, in his mind, and his professional career because we need that on the team.
And he wants to stay. So,
you know,
with that alone, there is a chance that he could get signed here within the next 2 or 3 weeks, and definitely before the end of July. I wish he'd show up at camp with everybody else. That would be the best thing for the whole team. That would just lift and boost the morale like nothing else. Anyway, Ellis, we're gonna Ellis, let me see you Friday night.
It'll do a lot for everybody.
2 o'clock or 3
yeah,
o'clock
yeah.
in the morning.
That's a bet. That's a bet.
For hours, can't we? Oh, God.
Hey, man, you know what? Shout out to CMC getting that cover, man. I actually voted for Christian, to get that. There was like a poll out that was a while back, and they had a bunch of other players, and I was like, no, Christian deserves it, and he hasn't gotten that opportunity yet. We're not going to speak negative, and he's not going to get injured or nothing after.
No,
he's going to break that curse too, just like Patrick Mahomes did.
That's right.
And we're not going to let any of that superstitious, stuff get in the way.
Nope.
We're going to be all right, man.
I think so.
We just, it's a weight game. We'll be fine. Shout out to Faithful, man. Y'all know what it is. Hit that like and subscribe. Shout out to all, you already know who you is, man. And, it's,
it'll be wonderful.
We the best, man. We the best.
Hi. I'll see you Friday, fam.
Thanks, fam.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Night.
Shout out production.
Thank you, fam. All right. There goes Ellis. And Ayuk and Bosa situations are vastly different. Bosa we all knew was going to get signed. And also, there weren't a large number of free agents leaving following year. We didn't have BP or CMC due for money. The problem is I just don't think the 49ers would have him hanging around this long, negotiating or anything else. They're either going to just let him play next year. At any rate, he's going to be on the team. Either play next year or they're going to try to trade him, maybe. I don't think so, Sean. That's why it just doesn't make any sense. Get rid of him at the draft if you don't want to keep him, man. I just don't see toying with him like this. It doesn't make sense. Hey, JJ, what a wonderful thing. Talking to JJ tonight. Jay, you provide a great backdrop as people are working our boys' show, and we all love him. JJ's back to the laughs.
I guess I caught the show a little late because I don't know what happened. Did he call in earlier or something?
He called in earlier and made it clear that we're all crazy, that, the JJ is what was some of his finer points? I wish you would have caught it. Just go back and listen to the show right at the beginning. He was a third person on the show, and he did the.
Are
big
we
show,
getting rid of Ayuk or no?
No. But he remains constant on that. Ayuk is leaving, and he has mentioned notable people that have also agreed. Matt Mayalko and all the conversation. Matt made another story today that he doesn't feel good about the 49ers signing Brandon Ayuk, and Show is loving it. And, so no, Show is a huge advocate of us getting over Brandon Ayuk, that he is indeed leaving, and we need to stop it.
History repeats itself, Ronbo, and history repeats itself, and it's exactly what Ellis just said. We've gone through this every year, and these same players that we were talking about leaving are still here, and it's like I don't. I haven't been paying attention, Ronbo, because if you've noticed, this is like probably the first time I've called since the
in a long time. Yes,
I haven't been watching none of this. I'm so sick and tired of this crap. So it's like I think the fan base actually smartened up this time and didn't start falling for all these rumors this time.
Right, and things people are saying that have nothing to do. I mean, Debo. Anybody thought Debo was gone? Debo's out of here, man. What did he say? What did his brothers say? Oh, Jesus, Debo's so out of here. Debo signs a few weeks later.
And it's exactly what you just said, Romo. It's like Ayuk would have been gone.
I think so.
I don't.
Why toy with him?
No, so, Romo. There's no point of it. At the same time, I think it was the State of the Union or State of the Franchise where someone like that, Lynch just dropped it. He's like, he said something. Oh, they were working on the contract. This and that. All right, you just dropped the ball right there. We already know. He would have been gone by now. Yes, I get it. We got another wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? We re-signed JJ. It sounds like the writing's on the wall, but come on now.
They're just keeping that army
He
tough.
would have been gone.
The guys they signed, we're talking about steamrolling the NFC. We don't just beat them. We want to run them off the field, break their heart and their morale. As soon as they walk on the field, the 49ers are scoring on the first possession, as we always do. Boom, they come back a few minutes later, another score. You know, we want to bring teams to their knees. You can do that if you've got the right forces. If I got Ayuk, I got Pearsall laying in the wings as he's training to get better. Debo is working for a new team. You know how hard he's going to play this year? I got Jennings, who I love to death, and you know he gets it done. And I got the best running back in the game. He's on the cover of Madden, for God's sakes, and Brock Purdy is looking better every friggin' day. So I like the idea of keeping Ayuk right where he is.
I do like that Ayuk was his main target, but you know, in my opinion, I've always had Debo slightly over Ayuk. But Debo's straight pissing me off with him changing his damn number. That's driving me nuts. I'm like, I spent $300 in this fool's jersey. Now I gotta alter it to put this damn one.
Don't buy the one. Listen, Debo is the most. When it comes to spending money, Debo is like a 14-year-old. He just wastes money to be spending money. You don't need all those cars, Debo. You know, you're going to drive all those cars every day? Well, 2 or 3 of them got to be left in the garage most of the time. Was he get into a new car every day like people change shirts? I just don't understand it.
I don't know, bro.
Oh, Debo, and the chains around the neck. Every week it's another chain. Is that the same? No, that's a different chain, Debo. God, stop clowning with the cash.
Only you would notice something like that.
Because Debo he's one of those guys that just doesn't, he just can't stand having that money in the bank. I got to decorate the Debo. Does that look good on me? Yeah. That look good on you. I'm going to buy it too. How much is it? This is $40,000. It's just a chain, $40,000? That's cheap. Oh! Dang. Come on, man.
Well, there's one thing I wanted. There's one thing I wanted to put on this thing, and I heard it a little earlier. I don't know how many calls earlier. But just speak your mind, Ronbo. You know we all love you. Just all of us are going to keep coming back to your show.
What?
I know how because you're in the same boat as me with Kyle Shanahan. You don't. It's not only the question of who else you're going to get, but it's exactly as you said. We were right there. We're so close every single time. And if the real fans notice, we got screwed out of all 3 damn Super Bowls.
Yeah.
One bad turn, and the game is completely opposite.
Right?
That's really what it comes down to. And you want to drop the dude?
Because it's not always just about him. There's some things out there that are going on the field that he has no control of. In fact, he's as pissed off as we are about it. You know, I'm sure, because we've seen him on the sideline throwing his clipboard and walking the sideline and just getting nuts. You know, that's not what he told him to do. So that's why I can't get fully mad at him like that all the time.
I listen to the callers. Some of them drive me nuts, but there's some that do make good points. But again, you look at some of the greats where they're like, you know, Kyle's got to give some leeway, this and that. But Walsh wasn't like that. Fucking what the hell's the name? Belichick was like that.
Belichick, I like that.
I mean, it's nothing but he's they were both military. Shut the hell up. Do what the hell I say when I say it. And what happened? They're Hall of Fame coaches. Now, I will give the leeway to that friggin' Patrick Mahomes because Andy Reid allows them to do whatever the hell they want. So there is some leeway, but I hate Patrick Mahomes. I swear to Lord, forgive me. I can't stand this clown.
I know, but you don't think we can't.
His wife is worse.
Because the thing, she does. She is annoying. The things she says, but the thing is, if we met Patrick at a bar, we'd have a good time. We'd talk nice. We wouldn't get mad. You wouldn't hate him. You know what? It's the thing is, he plays on a team that has just denied us the happiness we deserve. You know, a couple of times. What's the first thing you say to Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes. You see by my hat? Yeah, I bet you I know what you got to say. Patrick, man, you know what? Can I ask you a favor, man? Next time the 49ers see you in the Super Bowl, I know you're going to be back soon. Why don't you just sit the game out for a change? You know? I mean, it's just
you're probably right, Ronbo, because it really comes down to these damn referees who are not doing their damn job.
That's true.
And I hate saying it because it does sound like we are the 49ers.
I know,
but
you know what?
You would be saying the same shit if it happened to your team. if it happened to anybody else's team.
I tell that to my family members all the time. Here you come with them crying. Hey, get the tissue box. Here you coming in crying about the. Hey, man, you know what? I can leave. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have to put up with this, man. Because y'all. Well, how many games your team won last year? You got Raider fans in your family too, don't you? How many games Raiders win? You know, the last person to go talk shit to me is a Raider fan, okay? So, you know, you can just miss me with that.
Bravo, you're showing your roots here because I wasn't raised in Northern California, so I hear that the rivalry is crazy, even though we don't see each other but 4 times a year, or every 4 years.
Right, and they cut that out because, and then, you know why they cut that out? There used to be a collaboration with the Raiders and the 49ers having preseason games, and all of a sudden the Raiders got ghetto, and they gonna start, we ain't gonna win the pain, man. I'll shoot your ass, man. And, you know, I say, you know what, you guys. Boy, ain't no punks in San Francisco, bruh. Y'all got to bring ass to get ass. I mean, and pretty soon that escalates. And it got really stupid. And didn't somebody get killed? And finally, the league just said, okay, the Raiders and 49ers will not ever meet again in preseason. Once every 4 years or something like that. I said, see that? Look at that. They got to treat us like children convicts. And all of us ain't like that.
And you know what sucks, Rob, is I'm literally rolling by the stadium right now too.
Coliseum?
I don't know the Raiders stadium. I'm in Vegas.
Oh, you're in Vegas. I'm thinking the Raiders stadium.
I was I was rolling through it all 2 weeks while we were getting ready to go to the Super Bowl. I'm so sick of this, Rob.
You know what? Hey, this is the year. Yeah, it's going to get better. Because the 49ers have done everything, like I mentioned earlier. The 49ers have been through every painful scenario, and they've had to learn something by now. I don't understand why they find a way to lose this time. If they get there, don't lose it, Niners. There's no team that's got more experience than you do at this, except for the Chiefs. JJ, look at this. We did it, man. We're talking way over time because I've done this with everybody on the phone tonight.
It's good, Ronald.
It's fun.
I noticed that. You can every 10 minutes.
It wasn't fun.
No, not
Production's
that
been throwing rocks. I've been ducking. They've been missing. Let me have to tell you, I'm going to see you Friday, though. All right?
I get it because the production's hung up on me twice tonight already. I'm joking.
All right.
Shit, here comes it.
It's T. All right, hey, Tony, see you Friday, okay? And good to hear from you again, too.
Later, Tony.
No, I'm
JJ. All right, Rob, we have a good one, bud.
JJ's too much fun, ain't he? And Tony ATL.
Yeah, Rombo. JJ is funny as heck.
Oh,
he is hilarious. How are you, Rombo?
Definitely just. Hey, you know, I'm doing all right. You know, it's good. This is therapeutic, man. It's fun to talk about these things and get them off your chest because wild thoughts be going through my mind all the time. Because if you're a football fan, it's like one guy explained about the NBA, the baseball situation, hockey. They all get a series to play. This is why we're so emotional about this whole matter. You get to play 4 out of 7. Whoever wins a 4 out of 7 wins. You get one shot in the NFL. One shot.
The NFL.
And if you don't
that's
win,
not 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 7. Nope.
And doesn't necessarily mean you're the worst team. It just means that it wasn't your day. Damn.
Yeah.
That's
the Buffalo Bills of the night.
Oh.
Just ask the Minnesota Vikings of the 70s.
Oh.
Yep.
It's so scary.
Ronbo, me and Big Shelton been trading back and forth information about this Ayuk possible situation, and he said something that I didn't understand or hear about a possible Brandon Ayuk trade to Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's first-round pick, and that tight end they drafted last year in the 3rd round, 6'7", 264 pounds.
Whoa! I've seen that guy. I forgot about him. We talked about him before they drafted him. The guy's a monster. Yeah. But why would they want to trade him?
Yep. I don't know. They want Brandon Ayuk. They got to give up something.
I know, but I think of anything but that dude. You can make him into a machine. You just need to be coaching.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He was coming back from a knee injury last year that he had in college. Slowly, but he picked it up later in the season. But he's healed now. He's healthy now.
Yeah, but
He was
I don't
healthy like
remember hearing
around the
anything
10th
about
game of
him.
last.
I seen him in a practice video when they were just working out,
Mhm.
and this dude who was trying to guard him was helpless. He just
6'7".
didn't have a
54,
chance,
yep.
and he's not thin.
No.
So,
No.
yeah, you might
But
have
watch out for New England too, Ronbo, because Kendrick Bourne is trying to. He's been coaching up IU and his coaches over in New England, trying to get them to try to trade for him.
Damn.
They got draft capital.
I know. Just don't send Jones. Hey, wait a minute. Did Jones get sent out of New England? Is he's still there?
No, he's not there. He's where did he go?
Yeah.
I think he's Jacksonville. I think.
Yeah, because I remember I saw him on some
They drafted Drake
roster.
May.
I said, they got rid of the Jones
They drafted Drake May.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett is going to be the
Starter.
bridge quarterback.
right now.
That's a good quarterback to have, Jacoby
Yeah.
Brissett, because I
Yeah.
wanted him as a backup.
And New England, I don't
Then
think they
they
want to get rid of him in the
drafted
first
Drake May
place.
with the third pick. Yep. They drafted Drake May out of North Carolina with the third pick. Drake May's got a strong arm.
Does he?
So that's their two quarterbacks. Yep.
Wait, what school did Drake May come out of?
North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Same school as Sam Howell,
Yeah.
who's now with Seattle.
So they must have a decent program. Two good quarterbacks coming out
Yep.
back to back like that.
Oh, he can ball, Ronbo. Drake May can sling it. He's, out of all the quarterbacks that came out, I would say him and Penix, the guy that we got, have the strongest arms.
And Penix is the guy became legendary before he graduated already about that, throwing into wind and hail and everything else, hurricanes, and still pinpoint accuracy. Just dang, this dude is special. So he's in Denver, right?
No, he's with us. Penix. Remember, we went up to Seattle.
Penix is
we
with
went up
you.
to Washington, University of Washington, and had a private workout with him late and didn't tell nobody.
That's right. That's why Cousins was
all
upset.
of our scouts, coaching staff went up there. Yep.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody
You
thought
want-
we was going to take an edge rusher. Yep.
You wanted him anyway, so you got your wish.
No, I wanted that kid out of Oregon. Denver drafted.
Okay, Denver's got. That's why I got these confused. I knew some quarterback that you were connected with was playing with the Broncos, but Penix has also got the maturity as well. Penix went 4 years, 5. How many years did he play or work out at school? He didn't graduate.
4 years. He was in the
he didn't
national
really.
championship game.
Tony, you need to
and lost.
realize having a quarterback that stayed in school 4 years is not a bad thing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Bo Nix is the guy I wanted that went to Denver.
Bo Nix. Hey, Penix Nix. No wonder I got him confused. Yeah. Bo. And guess who's up in Denver also? The refugee out of New York. I got such a kick out of seeing, what was that article I was reading? What's that poor kid's name? From the Jets? That failed miserably.
Got drafted second overall, yeah.
Yeah, he's over there talking about
forgot his
fighting for a job. I said, fighting for a job.
He won't beat out Bo Nix.
You're not fighting for a job. You're fighting for a backup position, unless you're fighting against a backup.
Zach Wilson.
Zach, it all hit me at the same time. Because Zach, your days as a starter are probably over unless by some stroke of a miracle you get some playing time on the field and show somebody other than the Zach Wilson we've already seen. Tony, would you draft a quarterback at 1, 2, or 3? No, 1, 2, 3 to 5. My God, that's scary.
I have to look at them, look at so much film on them, work them out, and then decide. That's kind of hard. Yeah,
it's too high.
The percentages aren't with it.
You know, there's going to come a time, I think, when GMs are going to say, it's the policy here. We don't draft quarterbacks at 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now, we might consider 5, but we're going to go for other skill positions, edge rushers and things like that, rounds 1 through 4. I would actually make that a policy if I was an owner. I say, guys, If you get me a quarterback in here and I got to pay him more than anybody else in the draft, and he comes in here and he just doesn't work for him, oh, that's going to be bad.
To be honest, we did draft Matt Ryan at pick number 3.
It happens. Okay, there are some picks in the top 5, but there are more picks who have failed from 1 to 5.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the
Caleb
percentages
Williams is going to be one that failed.
Did you heard about what's that receiver over there from the Chargers? That they just
Keenan
got.
Allen.
Yeah, made me laugh so hard.
Keenan
The
Allen.
caption on the article, Keenan Allen. Oh hell no! I read to see what was happening. Caleb floated a duck out to him. Keenan says, "Oh my God, what is that? You're supposed to be special. What?" So Caleb is under a lot of pressure.
Can you getting hit because if I told you about that Pac-12 championship game,
I know, right?
2 years
Pac-12
ago,
already is
he
bad
was
news.
soft. Ronbo, he's soft. Caleb Williams is soft, and I'll stand on that. I'll stand behind what
You
I
said it
said
before
on
the
that.
draft. I know it.
Yeah, he's soft. You're gonna find out.
Can you imagine?
D lineman get after him.
Meanwhile, over in Chicago, oh no, where's Russell Wilson and
Pittsburgh?
Oh yeah. Meanwhile, over in Pittsburgh, the man that was made to leave Chicago is probably watching and reading every article we are about Caleb in Chicago. But he called Caleb already. So how you doing? Who is this? Justin, man. Justin Fields? Hey, what's up, man? Just go ahead and tell you what, man. Here's what to look for next. See,
run for your life.
God, that's a rough spot to be in. Quarterback. The pressure would make me crazy, Tony. I'm picked between the 1 and 4, and they're expecting a lot from me. I'm gonna play day one, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ronbo, I did hear some news on this Charger blog. I heard that the Chargers are interested in Brandon Ayuk. I don't know how strong the interest is, and I haven't heard about any picks or any players. I just heard that the Chargers you throw their hat into the ring along with New England, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Joe said the Jets, but I can't see the Jets. They just got Mike Williams. I can't see the Jets going after Brandon Ayuk. I can't see that.
They picked up Mike Williams. You know what? I did hear, I've seen in articles where Jets were, but maybe the Jets did that a long time ago, not recently. Okay.
They picked up Mike Williams 3 months ago.
Yeah. You know what, Tony? The first person, GM, that says I'll give you a first-round pick for him might get him.
It might be Pittsburgh, because according to Show, Pittsburgh's offering their tight end Donnell Washington and their first-round pick.
That could wrap it up. A pick.
That would. 6'7". Yeah. If I were you guys, Ronbo, I'd try to get a right guard. Starting right guard.
Tony, you won't get one person to disagree with you. Did they have one in Pittsburgh?
Yep.
You know what? If anybody,
yeah, they got. Pittsburgh ain't giving up their guards, though, Ronbo. They got both of them in free agency. He's one of the best right guards in football, too. Got him from Philadelphia. Isaac. What's his name? Isaac.
No, Tony.
Isaac Samoa, their left guard. They're not giving him up. They got him from Philadelphia. And then they got James Daniels, who I wanted us to get 2 years ago. They got him from Chicago in free agency out of Iowa. Those are two of the best guards, two of the maybe 12 to 15 best guards in football.
Tony,
they're not giving one of those up.
No team in the league is going to give away an offensive lineman that's worth a damn. It's just not going to happen. Why would I do that? I'm shooting myself in the foot.
That's true.
It's not
That's true. That's true.
Is it Isaac Sapoga? How do you pronounce
Samolo.
Yeah.
Samolo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played with the Eagles. He was on that Super Bowl team.
Oh,
and then he left and signed.
I know. That dude is huge. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's nasty too. He's nasty too. He will bury you in the ground. and then hit you when you're on the ground.
See, I like that. I want
I
to
like
every
I
day
like
now,
that.
as long as we're winning, I want to see a flag thrown on him because you had to pull him off of somebody. And the thing is, I'm gonna have to have 4 or 5 guys out there trying to pull him off of somebody if they made him that mad. I like that.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh,
but
anyway.
I heard the Chargers, New England, and Pittsburgh and Buffalo. According to Show, Buffalo's receiving core has been depleted a little bit. According to Show, that young kid who came on last year, they drafted Khalil Shakir, who was that number 3 receiver. Show said he got hurt at OTAs, which I didn't know.
Wait a minute, who?
Khalil Shakir. He was that number 3 receiver last year out of Boise State. He played well for Buffalo last year. He got hurt in OTA. I don't know how serious it is. Buffalo drafted Keon Coleman in the 2nd round out of Florida State, my favorite college school. They got him.
I thought I heard that name before. Wait, Tony, where did Sapolo play before he played? Did we have him? Did we?
Philadelphia with the Eagles.
No, we never had Sapolo. Yeah.
Isaac Samolo. Some of the guards.
Yeah. No, we haven't had.
Yeah, he played with the Eagles.
Actually, we haven't gotten rid of any Polynesian offensive linemen. So I know that's, okay. Anyway, Tony, I'm going to go before I pass out. I think I'm pushing 4 hours here. I tell you what, I'll be back Friday, though.
Yes, sir. We were tearing them up in the chat tonight, Ronbo.
No, I
it
was
like
entertained
Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
I was watching that, and then the fake Rudy exposed himself as he always does. The guys could be arrested for exposure. He's so bad at it. But I'll be back Friday.
Ronbo, he's not lying about something in Smitty's chat. In Smitty's Smith, we had a live stream tonight. They had Steve Weiss from NFL Network, who used to be an Atlanta beat reporter. Or something.
Yeah.
They were giving Ramoya props, Ronbo.
For what?
Smitty. I could not believe. I'm like, unbelievable.
Wait. Giving him props.
Unbelievable.
Giving him props for what?
I don't know, Ronbo. I guess Smitty them like Rudy.
Really? No, I mean, I thought he was talking about Rudy's team or something. I was like, giving him props for what?
They were giving Rudy's team props too, Ronbo.
Really?
Rams.
Well, you know what?
Shout out to Rudy Ramoya.
I can go on record for this, but you, Tony, honestly, they came a long way from where I didn't know they were going to do as well as they did last year. Honestly, I have to admit that because I didn't think they had the pieces to get as far as they did. They made the first round of the playoffs. I did not see that coming. But that's all the credit I'm going to give them, though. After that, they're still dog meat. I think that was an accident more than but Nakul was something nobody expected, too. So
the quarterback gonna throw picks. He loves his arm too much. I can't wait.
You know what? You're right. Stafford's got an overinflated opinion of himself. I love it. He'll throw that ball into coverage in a heartbeat. That used to be Jimmy's problem, too. Jimmy G would see, and he'd think he could zip that ball, and he did thread the needle on some tight windows, but don't do that all the time. Sooner or later, the odds are going to be against you. You're going to lose out on that shot. Anyway, Tony.
Take off and go to your next receiver.
Yeah. Anyway, Tony, I'll see you Friday, all right?
Yes, sir. We'll see you Friday, Ronbo, and we'll just keep our eyes and ears open about this Ayuk situation with a trade.
I know. Everybody is. I tell you, I'm like, God, I wish this would be ended. All right, Tony. You have a great night. Looking forward to hearing from you Friday.
Take care.
You too.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned.
Ain't that the truth? Night, Tony. That's it. I'm a Wars fan. I will see you Friday, though. And, hey, make sure you subscribe before you leave so you, when we notify you, will know we're waiting for you. All right? And thanks for the contributions tonight, fam. Always appreciate it. See you Friday. Niners!